Hey y'all, so I still see that my other live is still on. Let me see if I can change the settings on that because I'm doing this live and I don't want people to be confused because um I literally was trying to upload my video, which was at 95% when my phone shut off. And all of a sudden, YouTube is going to say that it did not upload effectively. So I'm having, based on what I've been through these past 2 days with YouTube censoring my videos about Whoopi, about her saying what she said about the HOLO on The View, right? And about me putting out a video about Michael Rappaport basically going off on Whoopi. And they keep censoring Whoopi's comment on my video with what she said on The View. So this is just making me feel like corporate media is looking out for Whoopi because on the ABC president's page, Kim Godwin, I wrote as a Palestinian, I was taken back by Whoopi's comment and she deleted it, right? So based on that and based on what's been going on with what they've been doing with my video with about the Whoopi situation, they're trying to help her out. They're trying to make this go away, right? They don't want this to be on there. I'm surprised that it's still on the Views page. I'm like, why are people trying to censor it? Like, stop the censorship stuff. Look, I'm going to because I'm pissed off because that video was 15 minutes and I was waiting for it to upload. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a live about it and talk about it, about her being possibly suspended without pay. But let me put this banner up because I do appreciate a super chat. If y'all want to send me super chats are highly appreciated. Waiting to everybody come in here. Hello, hello, hello. I feel like I'm a mess, man. I don't know how to do this. Super chats are highly appreciated. Let me put that on here on the sticker. All right, so I want to talk about what sources are saying. Sources are basically saying that Whoopi is allegedly suspended without pay. Now, y'all, this is a lot of money. So reportedly, Whoopi gets about $5 million per year. Now, this salary has been noted since 2016 with the media. So if Whoopi is still getting $5 million per year 6 years later, that's a shame. That's a highly shame, right? Okay, so secondly, the Daily Mail is reporting that a lot of people at The View wanted Whoopi to be gone. Like they wanted her to be fired, or they were saying that Whoopi should have been reprimanded earlier on. Why did it take so long? And then another source by the New York Post is saying that, not just New York Post, even the Daily Mail is saying that some people are pissed off. Like Aaron Navarro, Sonny Hawson, the host, are mad that Whoopi was reprimanded after apologizing and making a statement and having the guy, Jonathan, from the Anti-Defamation League on the show. Like they were pissed off, right? And then a lot of people are bringing Meghan McCain in this situation and why she was never reprimanded for the comments that she made. We're going to talk about all of that. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about the whole situation. A lot of people keep thinking that I wanted Whoopi to be suspended. That's not true. I did not say that. I did write on my Twitter that she's about to be canceled. As soon as I heard that comment, she's about to be, like, when she made those comments, I was like, she is about to be canceled. I understand. Like from where I come from for the past 29 years, that word anti-Semitism was a word that I've often heard all the time. Anytime you try to criticize, not even criticize, anytime you even try to make a factualized statement about, let's say, the government in Israel, you're often labeled anti-Semitic, right? All I've heard that word all the time across the board, right? And so here's the situation. A lot of people are saying, well, Whoopi should quit once her 2 weeks is up, right? A lot of people are also saying that she should start her own podcast. She should start her own show. A lot of people are blaming the current president of ABC, Kim Godwin, for suspending Whoopi for 2 weeks. But you guys got to understand, Whoopi is the She said something that was out of bounds on the show. And Kim Godwin is the president, but she is not the owner of ABC. Y'all got to understand, Disney is the owner of ABC. So when you have Disney and you have someone on the show that is being represented by Disney, Whoopi Goldberg, make these comments, now you're going to have advertisers on the line. You're going to have stakeholders on the line. You're going to have, all of these companies that's affiliated with Disney and ABC, and this whole company that is that is positioned as this family, culturally inclusive, diversity inclusive type of culture. That's going to be on the line when you have someone like a Whoopi saying those things on TV. Now, in terms of Meghan McCain, I knew I was going to get those comments on my page, and I knew I was going to see those comments on Instagram, on Twitter. A lot of people are saying, well, Meghan McCain has said a lot of Islamophobic things, which I do agree. She has said some Islamophobic things. She had, I do recall her at one point when they were on The View talking about the Trump Muslim ban. She did say out of her mouth, she said that it was okay. Well, maybe Yemen. It's okay. Maybe if Trump, it's okay if Yemen was banned, while Trump did a Muslim ban. It's okay. And then she drank a sip out of her coffee. As you guys all know, earlier on in the pandemic, Meghan McCain has said that, Trump calling this Rona, the China, virus, just for the lack of censorship, is fine. It's okay. She doesn't care for verbiage. And then a year later from that, she posts on Twitter, "Stop Asian Hate." And then a British host by the name of John Oliver talked about what she said, and Meghan McCain then came out with an apology. So I highly understand where where Black people are coming from when they say, well, why is Whoopi being reprimanded for what she said when Meghan McCain has said X, Y, and Z for so many years? You got to understand that Kim Godwin literally just got her job. Literally, like not too long ago. Like she just got her job several months, like not too long after Meghan McCain quit. Before Kim Godwin, there was a guy named James Goldstein who was the president of ABC. And a lot of sources were saying the reason why she was never reprimanded because the ABC president was scared of conservative backlash. Well, now there's backlash on ABC now. There's liberal backlash, there's African American backlash because of what happened with Whoopi, and there's other people who are saying she should have been fired, and there's other people who are saying, well, no, it's good that she got suspended so she can reflect on her comments. But for the most part, I've been seeing a lot of like, why did she get fired? Like, well, I mean, why did she get suspended? What happened? So y'all got to understand that the guy that was there doing Meghan McCain tenure was James Goldstein, and he was there for the most part of Meghan McCain's job participation on The View. Kim Godwin just came at a odd random time when James Goldstein decided to quit after Trump was now reelected. You see what I mean? So this is why she was not reprimanded, which is the reason why there were rumors that she was about to be fired before she said, I'm leaving. Like there were rumors that Kim Godwin was about to fire Meghan McCain, because y'all got to understand, Kim Godwin is not only an executive in the media industry. She had a high executive job at CBS for about 14 years before she came onto ABC. She's also a journalist. So y'all got to understand that this woman is a journalist, and an actual journalist. That word gets thrown around, all the time to people who don't study or have studied or have experience in journalism. This woman's an actual journalist. And so, it's like she's all about facts. Like, no, like she's like, The View is an opinion-based show. It is. But when you talk about things there's a line you can't cross. When you talk about things like race or like other things that is deemed in history, you got to be accurate with it. You got to be factual about it. It's not like talking about something. It's not like talking about your weight loss or, if I eat this burger, my BMI is going to be more morbidly obese, or I'm going to be overweight. It's not that. You're talking it's like when you're talking about race, you got to be on your accuracy and you got to be on your history. You can't offend nobody. And so, with ABC trying to position themselves as this inclusive diversity, everybody is accepted type of notion, and you have a person on The View Whoopi saying what she said about, the Holocaust, that's not reflective on ABC standards, which was internally at ABC that I read yesterday on my 22-minute video, right? She said Whoopi did not reflect those values of inclusive diversity. She was like, literally, Kim Godwin was like, just last week, I was pointing out that this division is positive, it's kind, it's about inclusivity, diversity, and this situation happened. Whoopi does not reflect those values. So that's what happened, and that's why Kim Godwin decided to do what she did. Now it's not all her. She has a boss that she has to talk to, right? So I'm sure they had some type of formal meeting where they discussed what they're going to do with Whoopi. Because like I said, like this story went global, and Disney owns ABC. ABC does not own ABC, right? You have Disney, you have ESPN, you have ABC. All of those are linked together. So there's other avenues, and you have a woman on The View that makes these comments, and you have people on that show who works on that show who are Jewish, who works behind the scenes and everything. So it's like, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem, right? So it's like you are saying my ancestors that went through this 70 years ago, it was not about race. Like they weren't deemed inferior. They were just deemed inhumane. Is that what is, so that's offensive. So that's the reason why, they let her go for 2 weeks and everything. Now, so ABC declined to comment on whether or not Whoopi is receiving her pay. So reportedly she makes $5 million per year. So if you do the math, that's $196,000 of being not paid in 2 weeks if they're not paying her, right? And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. There's New York Post did a story about saying that Whoopi is riveted. She wants to quit, yada, yada, yada. And then there's people like the Daily Mail who wrote that Whoopi was calm about it. She was okay about it. And they had pictures of her leaving The View. So I'm going to go with Daily Mail and agree with them. I don't really think she had a fit about it. I don't, because Whoopi's been canceled. Whoopi's been canceled before when she made those comments about George W. Bush and her comedic act. So this is nothing new to Whoopi. Like she's experienced with this stuff. This is actually minor compared to what happened to her in 2000, I think 4 or 5, when she literally was canceled for 5 years until Barbara Walters said, "Hey, you want a job on The View?" So if anything, Barbara Walters revived her career, So this is very minor to what happened to Whoopi. A lot of people don't realize that she did not work for 5 years because of those comments. And it wasn't even a racial comment. It was a comedic comment, basically saying she made some type of dialogue with George W. Bush and his last name being correlated with the Bush in her genitalia area. So it wasn't even a huge, bad comment. I just think they just, people are just are soft, very soft. It was around that time when Janet Jackson got canceled, so I don't know if they were after the black people or whatever, but this situation here is minor. It's very minor. I don't think Whoopi's gonna quit. I really don't. In the video that I was about to post that YouTube did not upload, I was talking about Monique and how Monique appeared on The View in 2018, and Whoopi said, you should have called me so I could school you, right? And so Monique went on Comedy Hype in 2019 and spoke about Whoopi and basically said what she said behind the scenes. So Monique told, how Monique is all about being an activist and all about working based on integrity and making sure that the next Black girl that come behind her don't have to be aligned with dealing with pay discrimination, racial discrimination, so on and so forth. So Monique was saying on Comedy Hype that Whoopi said, it's not about people that come before you, it's about you. Don't worry about the people that come before you. And I had a video that I was about to show that, but the clip did not upload. And in terms of Whoopi telling Monique, let me school you, Monique also said, what can you school me on when I've been in this business for 30 years and you have this network, ABC, only paying you $5 million per year? And this was in 2019, she made that statement. Here we are in 2022, and we're still getting reports that Whoopi is being paid $5 million per year, and it's been linked to different sources all the way back to 2016 that she's being paid $5 million per year, right? So in 2022, reports are saying she's allegedly making $5 million per year. And this has been linked to 6 years ago. If she is still making $5 million per year, that is sad. That is highly sad. I'm hoping, since Joy Behar is leaving, that they boost her money significantly more. But the fact that she's making, because this math here, $196 for 2 weeks, that's from $5 million, right? So I'm hoping she's making more than $5 million. So it's probably way more than $196,000 that she's missing out if ABC decided not to pay her. But that's what reports are saying, that there's a possibility that she was suspended without pay. I think she was suspended without pay. I think so. That's what I think. So anyway, so, y'all calm down. Don't blame Kim Godwin on the situation. It's not 100% Kim Godwin's call. Like, I do picture Kim Godwin, maybe the chairperson of Disney or what have you, having a meeting and discussing the whole Whoopi situation. I don't think it was just on Kim Godwin's call. I think it was a whole slew of people in a meeting in the ABC division. I do understand where Black people are coming from when they say, well, it's not fair because Meghan McCain demanded, how can Kim Godwin do this? But y'all got to remember that Kim Godwin literally just got hired not too long ago. Like, she got hired last year, and she got hired not too long ago after Meghan McCain quit. So y'all can't put the blame on this woman. Like, it's not her fault. And she's getting a lot of hate comments on her social media pages, right? But I was offended because I wrote on her Instagram page, I wrote, as a Palestinian, I was taken back by Whoopi's comments, and she deleted that comment, right? And then I'm getting YouTube taking down my videos about what Whoopi said about the Holy Cause. So literally, ABC's on a rampage, looking out for different videos, trying to delete stuff. And it's very rare that I get a notification from YouTube trying to take down my video about The View. I've been covering The View for like 4 years now, and this is like my second time ever getting some type of alert saying that I can't post this video, or they're censoring it, or, demonetizing it. Like, it's very rare that I have to deal with that. And so, they're trying to make this go away so badly. They literally are. So this is, they felt that Whoopi's suspension was a way to calm the storm, and obviously they feel like censoring YouTubers is a way to calm the storm as well, which is why my other video didn't upload. I literally was on my phone with y'all, and I told y'all I have a video is uploading, and I get an alert from YouTube saying this video can't be up. I'm like, why can't it be uploaded? Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? Damn. So in a way, they're helping Whoopi. In a way, I guess, in a way. All right. Let me read y'all comments. So Monique did call Whoopi to help. And the reason why I talked about Monique, and you're probably asking, well, how does the Monique situation correlate with Whoopi and her suspension? Well, because there's sources out there that are saying she's going to quit. Whoopi's not going to quit. She's not going to quit. There's Monique, who's in a business that's supposedly about integrity. Then there's people like Whoopi and Steve Harvey that don't want to lose their jobs. So I don't see Whoopi going against the grain, having this ego, saying, I'm going to quit. She's about her money. She's not going to quit. She's not going to quit. Number one. And number two, I'm quoting Monique when she said, how can you school me when you're having this network paying a legend $5 million per year? Monique literally said she cried when she found out how much Whoopi was making, because remember when Monique was on The View in 2018 and talked about Precious and talked about her situation with Netflix? In the dressing room, Whoopi told Monique how much she made on The View. And she also told Monique that, this is not about Black people that's coming after you. This is about you right now. So in other words, you need to fall in line with what the industry is telling you. You need to play the game as opposed to fight the game and make the situation right. So that's the whole situation on that. And you can often, if you watch that video back when Whoopi made those comments, it's very evident that the host tried to save her. Like Anna Navarro tried to save her. Sonia Hawson said it's true. She agreed with it. But Anna Navarro tried to jump in to save her. She's like, no, it was about white supra. I don't want to say the whole word because YouTube censorship. She's like, it's about white supremacy. That's what she said, right? And Joy Behar tried to cut her off and said, well, like she tried to save her, right? With her commentary. Sarah Haynes was quiet. She didn't say nothing. And so, and yeah, and I'm just tired of reports coming out about her. Like, I feel bad for her. No, I did not want her to be canceled or suspended or whatever. I'm happy that she didn't get fired. A lot of people are comparing her, like Meghan McCain wrote a piece about it. And she said, well, Sharon Osbourne got fired. Why didn't Whoopi get fired? She was like, I'm not vouching Whoopi to be fired, but it seems like liberals, she was like, what Meghan said, it seems like liberals get a slap on the wrist versus like someone like a conservative, like a Roseanne Barr or like a Sharon Osbourne, when they do say something, of that nature, they get fired. And so, well, first of all, Roseanne Barr, Meghan McCain, you read her for filth on The View when she made those comments about Valerie Jarrett, Obama's former senior advisor. So, but the whole Sharon Osbourne situation, I agree. Like Sharon Osbourne got, like, it was literally a tweet. Literally, like, so I agree on that. I don't think she should have got fired. I think it should have been a teachable moment. I don't think she should have got fired, right? Because I don't believe in the whole cancel culture stuff. So, So yeah, reportedly, like Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, all of them, they're mad, which is why Joy Behar, as Greg is saying, like she was on The View yesterday and said that y'all know what happened. Welcome our guest host, Sarah Satmeyer. Because we all know, because they're pissed. They're mad. What happened with Whoopi? They're pissed off. Hey, Queen J. Hey, Squill. Let's see. But like I said, I do understand where people are coming from, but y'all got to understand that Kim Godwin literally just got hired as a president, and it was rumored that Meghan McCain was about to be fired. So a lot of these hosts, they like to save face when they know they're about to be fired. They like to put in their 2 weeks or make an announcement that's going to be fired, or they're actually fired behind the scenes, but the company gives you the opportunity to come out in public and say, I'm leaving The View, I'm writing a book, or, I'm working at the Daily Mail, or I have this other things coming. So I get where people's coming from, but you got to understand Kim Godwin literally just got her job. Literally just got her job. And several months later, not even too long after that, Meghan McCain left. Because it was being alleged James Goldson gave Meghan McCain, like, basically, like, she can say anything she wants. That was a report. And I remember a report came out saying that Sonia Hawson was about to be fired because her and Meghan didn't get along. And James Goldson allegedly was saying that you need to get along with Meghan McCain or you got to go. So it seemed like she was running The View with Meghan. She was comfortable with saying what she wanted to say. Now, when Kim Godwin got into it, got hired, and Meghan McCain made that comment about Dr. Fauci, that's when she got almost in huge trouble, right? So, but y'all just, what I'm saying is take it easy on the woman. She just got hired on that job, although she deleted my comment on Instagram. I'm still going to be factual and try to be balanced. She just got hired at the job, so it's not her entire fault. And again, like I said, people have meetings. Like she got to respond to her boss. She's the president of the ABC, but you got to understand there's Walt Disney that's involved as well. And they have to have a formal meeting on what to do. And the best bet they felt was to give her a 2-week suspension. So people can say, well, okay, she got reprimanded for it. Even Joy Behar said that I don't think Whoopi can come back from this. Like, what was she thinking saying this on air? So, hey, Ms. Banks. Let's see. Evian says it's funny that Megyn Kelly was fired with 25 million, but Whoopi is suspended without pay. I hope she leaves that show. Well, it's being alleged that she's suspended without pay. ABC didn't respond to whether or not if she's suspended or not. And it's 2 weeks, so it's being alleged. Let's see. Joy said she'll be back, but she quit. I don't think she's gonna quit. Sarah Haynes has a job at ABC no matter what happens with The View. You know, she's smart. She just kept quiet. She got some views claiming it Harvey. I don't understand what you're saying, Andrew. What Whoopi said was wrong. I mean, it was infactual. It was wrong. You know, and if you think about it on a journalist perspective, as Kim Godwin's a journalist, that's factually incorrect. You know, what she said was wrong, wholeheartedly, point blank. This is coming from me. Y'all would think I would be biased considering what my people go through over there, but no, you got to be factually honest. What she said was wrong. It was wrong, all the way wrong. You know, when she said that, I was like, oh Jesus, she about to be canceled. Oh Lord, you know. And she just kept going and going and going. She said it more than once. She just kept going and going and going. And so a lot of people are saying ever since Barbara Walters left The View in 2014, Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg can say anything they want without being fired. So those people that said that wanted Whoopi to be reprimanded earlier. They're like, well, why did it take so long for her to be reprimanded? What's happening? What's going on? What's like, why is it like this? Ms. Banks, send that C note, baby. Send them C notes. And so with Whoopi being on Stephen Colbert, as Donna is talking in my comments, to me, that ruined her even more as I covered it in my video yesterday, my 22-minute video, because she basically on Stephen Colbert, on that same day, she sent out an apology on Twitter. And she also went on Stephen Colbert. So you're sending out an apology on Twitter, right? And then you're on Stephen Colbert basically justifying what you said. You're saying as a BLACK, you're saying as a BL, because I'm YouTube censorship. You're saying as a BLACK woman, you see RACE as this. You see skin color as this, you know? And so with her saying that, you're basically undermining what 7 million Jews went through. You see what I mean? Like, you just can't say that. That's not factually correct, you know? You know, that's basically what she was saying, Donna. Exactly. CD, I understand where you're coming from. Like, I get where she's coming from. Like, I get it. I understand where she's coming from, but it's not. And I talked about this in my video yesterday. I understand where she's coming from, but it's not. You still can't say that because you're undermining. You know, you're undermining their ancestors. You're undermining people who work at ABC, their ancestors. You're undermining people who are still alive. There's a woman who did an interview with a news station that survived the Holocaust, right? And she tweeted a View saying, hey, I want to come on The View. I'm 84 years old, but my energy is as young, and I want to come on The View. I'm a survivor, you know, as the Holocaust. But, you know, I get what she is saying. I understand. She's a huge supporter. I understand her last name, hell, was derived from the Jewish community. And allegedly her mother told her you need a name that sounds Jewish, which is wrong, but whatever. I get that she's a huge supporter, but what she said was wrong. Like, you can't be biased. And as a person who's Palestinian on here, you would think that I would be like, nah, what she said was right. You know, they get $3 billion every year in tax dollars, and, you know, for their government overseas, yada, 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 yada. So, but you got to understand, Hitler saw them as an inferior race. So that's the reason why he did it. You got to understand that. You can't just sit here and say that the reason why he did what he did was not because of race. You can't just say that. You can't just undermine 7 million people. You just can't do that. But at the same time, I get what she is saying. When I'm walking across the street and I see someone that's white, I'm not going to know. I probably, some of them, they have the nose, you see what I mean, or the beards, or they may wear the religious hat like Ben Shapiro does. But, you know, other times you don't know unless you read their name, unless you read their last name. It could say Steen, it could say Kamenaski or whatever, but that's what I'm saying. I get what she is saying. Is like if you sit across the room with somebody and they're a white complexion, it's you still have that privilege and you think that they're white. I get it. I understand that. You also can have that same standpoint for someone that's Cuban. You can also have that standpoint for the same person that is Black. You can have that standpoint for someone that is Creole. You can have that same point for someone that's my people. Like, it's not just a one-size-fits-all situation. That's why when Colbert, I'm like, that's not fixing your situation, Whoopi. Because now you're being hypocritical to your own race. Because Black people come in all shades, right? Do Black people not come in all shades? Let's be honest. Do Black people not come in all shades? So when she said, as a Black person, when I look over there, that's how I see it. But no. So when you look at Mariah Carey, Meghan Markle, Barack Obama, whoever, well, Barack Obama, you could tell he's Black, but you can't undermine Mariah Carey or Meghan Markle or someone that's dealing with that has albino in them. You see what I mean? Someone that has a lighter complexion, like, you can't deny that. You know what I mean? So what she said was wrong. It was unfortunate, and just move on from it. Just move on. Ms. Banks, my C notes, Ms. Banks, where the C notes at? Yeah, she changed her name, Robert, to suit the Jewish name because her mother, according to sources, says that your name, Johnson, your last name Johnson, because her name is Karen Elaine Johnson, she said, your name does not sound Jewish enough, so you need to change it, And Whoopi has addressed this different times. I read a report of her saying, you know what? I feel like I'm a Jewish person anyway. Like, I was reading something, she said something effective. I feel like I'm a Jewish person, that she said that. And, New York and New Jersey is a huge population of Jews, and so I don't like the fact that the reason her name was that is because of she feels like by having that name, you can get more jobs. I disagree with that. So what she said was wrong. It 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 was wrong. There's Arab Jews, there's Palestinian Jews, there's all kinds of Jews. But when she said, as a Black person, when I look at someone else and I don't see, and I see somebody within a lighter complexion, whatever she said on Stephen Colbert, that was wrong for her to say. And when she said that, and at the same time, she released an apology on Twitter, I'm like, people are going to not trust what you are because you're justifying what you said on The View about it not being about race. And then you're releasing an apology on Twitter saying that you were wrong, So it's like, what's the point of you going on Stephen Colbert then if you're not going to try to retract what you said? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? So you just can't discount people. There's other people other than African Americans that's been through hell. Now, have African Americans been through hell and back longer? Of course. Of course. And I don't like to compare and contrast people's demise. Of course, they're still going through it. And this is why I see what I understand her perspective of what she said, but it's not right for her to say it. It's not right for her to say it. So, you can't just sit there and say, when I look as a Black person, the way I see it as, if I look across the room, I know if you're Black or not. Now you're discounting Black people because Black people come in all shades. There's people my color who's Black, So, it's like, you can't do that. And she has a history. She also has literally before this came out, before this was a scandal, y'all watched my video of her and Rosie O'Donnell going back and forth. Rosie O'Donnell has not been on that show because of Whoopi, allegedly, because they don't get along, right? They don't. Y'all watched that video literally a day or two before this situation happened. I told y'all what Whoopi used to say on The View, right? In her situation in the past with Mel Gibson, when she defended him, and her situation with her husband, well, her ex-boyfriend, Ted Danson, right? Y'all saw me cover that. And then this situation happened. And Rosie O'Donnell is Rosie O'Donnell busy eating her popcorn. She posted one thing about The View, about she sourced some publication from the Hollywood Reporter addressing what Whoopi said. Rosie O'Donnell's eating her popcorn, but y'all, you can't discount a tribe of people. Since y'all want to get so semantic, I'm gonna call them a tribe. You can't discount a tribe of people who were exterminated by a sick person. 7 million people. You just can't do that. You just because they had the same color, that don't mean nothing. It don't, So, and literally, if you read his reason as to why he did it is because he saw them as an inferior, and he used the R word, R-A-C-E. So you just can't discount people. How do you super chat? So, basically, you go on my YouTube page. I don't know how y'all seen this on my end, but on my end on YouTube, you click on my YouTube, go on my YouTube page, and hold on, my phone, I'm about to turn my phone on. It's a $sign below the chat. It's a $sign on the right side below the post a comment section. You click on super chat and you print them out, and you send it that way. That's how you do it. Gab. I'm gonna show y'all. Wait for my phone to turn on. So, I understand where African Americans are coming from. Like, I get it. I understand it. Like, I understand y'all wholeheartedly. I get it. That chick, Meghan McCain, has said so. She said something bad about my people. She did. Like, I remember when she said this on The View when they were talking about the Muslim ban. She was like, oh, it's fine if they did a ban in Yemen. And when she said that, I looked at her. I'm like, why would you say that? Or her comments about the Asian community. I understand and I get it. But y'all can't sit here and try to blame it on Kim Godwin, because Kim Godwin literally just got on The View not too long ago. Like, she literally just got on the job. So y'all can't sit here and say, well, you ain't banning the white woman, but you banning your own kind. You guys can't. That's not a fair statement to make, because the woman just got hired, literally, not too long before Meghan McCain got fired, allegedly, or decided to leave. Hold on, Kat. I'm getting on my phone right now. Lord, my phone is going off. Hold on. Yeah, so y'all can't undermine that, And I do feel bad for Whoopi. I really do. Me personally, being fired from multiple jobs. Well, she didn't get fired. She got suspended. Like, you feel the ultimate betrayal, especially if you put so much work in, or if you come into work for somebody because they called off. All right, hold on. I'm getting on my phone so I can show you how to do it. Okay, so I'm going on YouTube, right? So this is my live from YouTube, right? You see this? So I click on it, and you see this at the bottom. You see my name, you see my picture, you see the $sign right here. You click on the $sign, and then it's gonna say super sticker or super chat. You click on super chat, and then it's gonna ask you an amount, and you just buy it and send it. That's how you do it. I think because I'm using StreamYard, y'all gotta go on my name on YouTube and do it. That's how you do it. So literally, you gotta go on my name on YouTube. Because I'm using a software that's linked to YouTube. I'm not using YouTube's live stream because I have to have an additional. I have to have a software installed for that, and my laptop can't take all of that RAM because I gotta get a laptop that has a lot of RAM. So you see this? This is my homepage. I'm literally on live. You click on it, and then there is the live chat. Click on the live chat, and then there's a $sign right there. Oh, Lord, it's harder. The $sign. You click on the $sign, and it's going to ask you to send a super sticker or a super chat. It's basically the same thing, but just click super chat because it's easier. Click super chat, and you can send as low as $1 or as high as $500. Okay. Let's see if we continue. Ms. Banks, you acting funny. Where my C notes at? But yeah, so, and another thing is with Lisa Ling was on The View yesterday, And well, not yesterday. She was on The View last week, and the hosts were saying that she was talking too much. Joy Behar told her that she was talking too much. She went on Jimmy Kimmel and she said that. And no, she was not talking too much. If anything, I felt like the hosts were not letting her talk. The problem is nowadays, a lot of people don't want to hear people with differences of opinions. People were comparing it to Meghan McCain because she said Joe Biden should apologize publicly for calling a Fox News reporter, Peter Doocy, a stupid SOB. Yes, Joe Biden should have apologized publicly. And no, she's not being a Meghan McCain. The girl is as soft-spoken, as calm as hell. Just because Lisa Ling had a difference of opinion does not make her a Meghan McCain. We are in a climate that concerns me. It's like if you have a difference of opinion, you're automatically labeled as a Meghan McCain or an Elizabeth Hasselbeck. No. Now, I give credit for Joe Biden because when Caitlin Collins, a CNN correspondent, Joe Biden got riveted with her as well, and he apologized publicly. I give him credit for that. But, the fact that you ran your campaign off of civility, off of sympathy, off of bringing everybody together, and yet you're being caught on a hot mic. He knew he was on a mic. He knew that, and saying someone is an SOB, regardless if I agree with Peter Doocy or not. Like, that's not presidential. That's unprofessional. And he's wrong for that. He's wrong. Regardless if Peter Doocy feels his call justified the situation or not. No, so I agree with Lisa Ling. And the fact that she had a difference of opinion is not making wrong for those that's calling her Meghan McCain. It's not right. She's a respected journalist. She's a journalist. That's someone who I call a journalist, right? Because she is one. She literally left The View after 3 years because she wanted to focus on journalism. She wanted to do international reporting. And that's who she is to the core. So don't call that woman Meghan McCain because she had a difference of opinion, so her opinion actually wasn't an opinion, it was factual, because that's not presidential for someone to call someone an SOB. That's not right. You're supposed to represent everybody. Green Party, Independent, Republican, Democrat, you're not supposed to act that way. So I understand. Let me read y'all comments, but I understand where y'all coming from about Whoopi's situation. Okay, I'm about to read y'all comments because I don't want y'all to think. Okay, so Greg says, I didn't like Joy. I didn't like the look Joy gave her after she said Whoopi will be back in 2 weeks. I didn't like the look Joy gave. Yeah, because she's aggravated. But she's pissed off about Whoopi being suspended. That's why. When are apologies enough and when it's not? I don't know. It just depends on the context. Queen J says, it feels like it always matters when we are talking about Asians or Jewish people, but not Black people. Like I said, that's why BLM exists. Yeah, I said I understand. I get it. I'm not a fan. Well, I side-eye the BLM organization because I feel like they're not helping Black people out. I feel like it's only money for them. Because I never hear anything about them like giving out money to why my phone keep going off? To underprivileged areas or to neighborhoods where Black people live. Like, I never hear Black Lives Matter organization do something like that. So I understand the movement, but I can't, that organization, to me, it just seems like they're opportunistic. That's how I feel. Trump people are allowed to talk about hanging us and doing terrible things to Jews as well, and it still doesn't matter. It's disgusting. That's prejudice, not racism. She was right. Well, what Whoopi said was right. I'm going back to my comments. I'm going up to the top, so I'm not really sure what y'all talking about. She was right about saying that to Monique. Whoopi was right about saying that to Monique. I don't think she was right. I think people take things or handle things differently. Like, you have people like Steve Harvey and Whoopi, who's just like, Steve Harvey allegedly lost his talk show, right? NBC, when he had Monique on, and he said, he was like, your husband black out here, he can't come here and flex the way you want to flex. Next thing you know, reports came out. They didn't even have a meeting with the man. Next thing you know, he found out through the blogs that he's being fired. He lost 2 shows to NBC, right? So I think it depends how you handle it. I'm not going to say she was right about what she said to Monique. I'm not going to say that, because it's like, because ABC had their own discrimination problems, right? So I'm not even going to say that she was right. I understand where Monique is coming from. I do. Because Monique is about integrity. Like she said, she's about the integrity gain before the money gain. So I get where she's coming from. And then there's people like a Whoopi, or people like an Oprah, or a Tyler Perry, or a Don Lemon, or even a Whoopi Goldberg that's basically going to play the rules of the game. You see what I mean? But then there's people like Monique who's like, no, this needs to stop. Like, we need to, give black people equal pay, or, give females equal pay, or give black females equal pay. So I'm not going to say that what Whoopi said to Monique was right, because I agree with what Monique was saying. The View's over without Whoopi. I know the black community gonna protest about that for sure. And she can start her own show, literally. Like, nowadays, she can get a contract with like streaming service, Spotify. She can start her own thing. She can start her own thing. Let's see. It's funny that Megyn Kelly was fired at 25. Okay, I already read that. Just like CNN, he's out, yet she is still there. Who's out? Jeff Zucker, you mean? Let's see. Joy says, I'll be back, but Joy says she'll be back, but Whoopi should quit. She apologized twice. Let's see. Megyn is so irrelevant to me. She got suspended. Okay, I'm going through y'all comments. When can you show me a job application or healthcare paperwork when you go to the doctor that says Jewish in order? Well, CD, even for Middle Easterns, there's no applications for that. And there's tons of people who write articles about that, saying that they don't know what to put. They don't know if they should put white. They don't know if they should put Asian. And I was one of them growing up. I used to be like, well, there's not a Middle Eastern on a job application, so what should I put, right? And my father used to tell me, put Asian, just put Asian, right? And I'm like, well, no, we're not really Asian, because, the Middle East is in between Africa and Asia. So we're not Asian, right? And there's no Middle Eastern on job applications. So, just like there's no Jewish, as you say, and Israel, right, is in the Middle East, correct? So technically they are Middle Eastern. So there's no Middle Eastern. There's nothing for them either. J.I. Banks, she was recording color over Jewish people. Exactly. Whoopi's a huge supporter. Greg says, when a person of color says something is RACIS is RACIS, if Jewish people say the Holocaust is about race, it's about race. What are you saying, Greg? Okay. Let's see. Robert Schooner says, Jewish people really went through the Holocaust. You think they're really worried about Whoopi Goldberg? She's a huge supporter of Jewish faith. I mean, after all, she did change her name to Goldberg. But yeah, she changed her name because to get jobs, to brand herself, Jews are not a race. Okay, well, I just talked about that, so I really don't need to repeat what I'm saying. The Jewish community still receives reparations till this day. If it's about race, then where's our $564 million? I don't mean to laugh at that, but I agree, JOH, it's wrong to change your name to sue a people or a race for the betterment of the country. But you also got to understand, Robert, there's a lot of artists that appropriate Black culture as well. Like there's Justin Timberlake, there's Justin Bieber, there's Miley Cyrus, there's Ariana Grande, the list goes on and on and on. So I'm not mad at Whoopi for taking the name. Like, I'm not mad at her, because there's people who appropriate Black culture, right? So, so you got to be fair. My whole thing is being fair. That's the thing. So, if she want to have that last name, whatever, that's not me to judge her for that, isn't wrong. I mean, yeah, like it can be debatable that is wrong, of course, especially if you have these feelings towards what Hitler did, right? I can't stand Whoopi. TV doesn't need her anymore. She has a big mouth. Well, I'm not gonna say she has a big mouth, but I dislike when people who are scared to challenge her, like Rosie O'Donnell try to challenge her. They don't like each other. Jared Abila. People say Meghan McCain, but no, Meghan McCain was scared of her, intimidated. Meghan needs to have several seats. She at home typing articles. She's sitting down already, Lynette. Actually, it's because they owned a financial sector in Germany, and Hitler found it to be a threat to German people. Okay. Many Ethiopians are Jewish. She'll always be a Karen. Oh Lord. Well, her name is Karen. Black people come in all shades. Ms. Banks acting funny. I see. I ordered Dairy Queen. What you ordered? Squeal. So much jewels and knowledge has been dropped on this live. I love it. Oh, thank you. It's just basic knowledge. I don't like. But then again, I have what is it called? Stockholm syndrome, or is it imposter? One of those. One of those. I always forget the difference. One of those is when you basically are attached to someone that does wrong to you. Another one is like when you don't give credit to yourself. I'm talking about I never give credit to myself. Not ordering ice cream in Cleveland with 9 inch snow. Okay, Whoopi should have been suspended without pay. Okay, hit her pocket where it hurts. She apologized, but doesn't out. The apology doesn't stop her from thinking it. I can see where you're coming from because, like I said, she did at the same time she was on Twitter and she apologized. But I'm not sure if this was before or after, but still. Then she went on Stephen Colbert, or before she went on Stephen Colbert, one of those, it was on the same time frame between the apology and the Stephen Colbert or whatever. She basically tried to justify it. She said, well, I'm just not going to say it anymore, but this is how I feel. That's basically what she said. No, we know black people when we see them, so does everyone else. We are considered a race. No, you're considered a race, but like I was saying, the reason why I said that Fanatrax is because Whoopi was saying, as a black person, I know when I see someone is black, like I see things, but you can see someone my color and not know that they're black. You can see someone Meghan Markle color and not know that they're black. I mean, sometimes you can see it. Sometimes it can be someone that's like my color, but they have thickness in their hair, like they have a different texture to their hair. Sometimes you can't see it. Sometimes you can't. Literally, I had a waiter at Olive Garden. I didn't even know this man was black. And I looked at him in the face and I told him, I straight up told him Joe Biden don't care about black people. I was like, the only reason why Joe Biden act like he care about black people is because he need a black vote. It's also because it's been decades where a president hasn't won without a black vote. And he looked at me like he was shocked that was coming out of my mouth. So we was having a conversation. I was like, so what race are you? He was like, oh, I'm half black. He was like, I'm half, oh, thank you, cat lady. He was like, I'm half black. And I think he was like, I'm half Italian, half black, right? But his color was like me, right? But I couldn't tell. Like, I literally could not tell. Like he said, he's 50% black, 50% Italian, But sometimes you can't tell. Sometimes the Italian genes are a little bit more stronger, sometimes you don't know. She don't need the view. She don't. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I can assure you there's a huge aesthetic Jew population. Oh, of course. They do not interact with other New Yorkers. They have their own schools, of course. Of course. How do you super chat? Thank you, Cat Lady, for the super chat. Hit the money button, Cat Lady. Donna, you gonna hit the money button? My grandma had 11 siblings. She and 5 others are albino, so I have a very different perspective on race. I heard all of her horror stories from my grandma about ignorant white folks and how they act. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like people have different shades. That's what I'm saying. Yes, dollar store. Dollar sign on the right. I don't know how to say it. Mikado, dollar sign on the right. So you go on my YouTube. Since YouTube didn't want to upload that video, see, Whoopi's being protected, or at least ABC trying to protect Whoopi, or ABC trying to protect ABC. So I don't want to hear about nothing about. So this is the video, right? I'm on live. Then you click on it, and then this is the chat that you're typing in. There's a dollar sign right here. You click on a $, and you click on Super Chat, because Super Chat is much easier than Super Sticker. Click on Super Chat, and it's going to ask you how much you want to do it. And you can move the little dollars, you can move the little bar. You can go all the way to $1, or you can move it a little bit more, $5, or you can move it a little bit more. So it's just different, $20. You just keep moving the little bar, the little blue bar. That's it. I'm trying to read all y'all comments. By the way, I appreciate y'all being on this late. Aesthetic Juice do their own segregation. They do not interact with what? What you talking about? Okay, Helen, I saw your comments on my other video, which is the reason why I wanted to come on here and talk. You did not listen to all what she said. She was talking how she would say racism as black. She was talking about how she see it. Exactly. But that's not right for her to say that. That's what I'm saying. You know, that's her feeling, but that's not factual. So she is being subjective. You know, it's like me looking at a Palestinian and he or she is full on white, and I'm questioning whether or not they're Palestinian. That's not right, because everybody come in all shades. That's what I'm trying to say. See what I mean? And by her saying she sees racism as that, now she's also including African Americans, because a lot of African Americans don't look like the reality of what a lot of people see African Americans as. Like I said, is my color is lighter than my color. You know, you see what I mean? So you can't just simply make those statements on Stephen Colbert and then do an apology at the same time. You know, it's just like that's a PR crisis. No. I don't know who the hell her PR crisis is. She was forced to apologize on Twitter because the whole Jewish thing is a smokescreen. The Bible states that there is a race of people who say, well, she apologized on Twitter because after that comment she made on Stephen Colbert, because she saw that the backlash was not coming down. Thanks for the comment on my phone. But like I said, like I knew when she made those comments, she was going to get canceled. Something was going to happen to her. I was not saying she should be canceled. I basically was just saying that me being who I am, me being, you know, my father is from Bethlehem, my mom is from Elvira. Those two places are in occupied Palestine, right? So it's like, I know when she made those comments that something was going to happen. Like, you just can't do that. You just can't, you know. I'm looking at a chat. I don't see a money. Oh Lord, but you just sent something, so you good. But Megan never. I just talked about Megan. I just talked. Y'all keep dropping knowledge. I'm already up on all of these. Duh. Miss Banks be copying what I be saying. Miss Banks, I still don't see no C notes. You acting funny. Okay, but you got it, cat lady, huh? You sent it already. It's not, I mean, it's literally you click on my YouTube name. You see how you typing in the chat and you see the $, you click on the $, you click on it. Hold on. Super sticker, super chat, click on super chat. And then there's a little bar if you want to scroll. If you want to scroll to your left for more than $5, or your right less than $5, and you click buy and send. That's all you do. That's it. I don't know why my phone keeps going on. But let me read your comment. Well, as a Yankee schooner whose family facilitated slave trade, I can assure you there is no American that has not suffered some form of degradation. The Irish, the Italians, the list goes. Yeah, I understand that, but we have a man in Florida that's Italian, you know, and I'm not trying to discount the governor of the or whatever, but I'm just saying, you know, y'all have Irish, Italians, all of us, you know, we all have history where people were degraded for who they are, but it's like, if you want to speak facts, Black people still going through it. You know, Irish people still have that privilege. Italians have that privilege. You know what I mean? Greg. So y'all on, I'm not how y'all receiving, but if you can't see the $, all you got to do is click on my name. Click, like, I mean, I don't know how many times I got to show y'all. Like, you know. All right, so click, go on, or click on get off of here. Go on my YouTube, click JOA. Literally, it says live. And then you click on the live. Here is the chat where you type in the chat on your phone or whatever, your tablet, and there's a dollar sign, literally, right? Y'all see the dollar sign right here? Y'all see it? And then you click on it. Exactly, bottom right. Not to be on the line with you, Kunje. I see a dollar sign on the typing section. The dollar sign on the typing section, exactly. ABC to blame. Whoopi has ties to the Jewish community. She has traced her roots back to Israel. That's why she chose the stage name. I mean, there's multiple statements. There's different statements. Like I said, I don't like, I'm not sure if her roots is in Israel. I'm not sure, but but her mother allegedly told her name does not sound Jewish enough. So she was like, you need to make your last name Goldberg. And Whoopi came from I don't know, her passing gas all the time or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. To be continued. What does that mean? I don't think so. I don't know, Donna. Sheehan. I don't think so either, but I don't know. I never heard that. I don't believe she traced her roots to George Clooney. Please, she chose that name. Yes, Donna, that's pretty evident. I mean, that's the reason. Come on, let's just be honest. But okay, there's a difference between having support and ties to the Jewish community than actually being Jewish by DNA. Let's just let's not be biased because somebody is the same race as you. Let's just be honest. That's what I ask people to do. Just be honest. Don't, if you're Black, don't try to defend a woman because, you see what I mean? It's I'm being balanced. I don't want to say, well, Palestinians are going through this with Jews, so I should be on Whoopi's side. No, it's what she said was wrong. Same thing with Black people. Don't defend her because she's a Black woman. Just say, well, no, she was wrong. She was wrong. We already talked about this. Kim Godwin literally just got the job, when Meghan McCain was there and it was about to leave. And before then, there was James Goldston. I was like, I get it. Meghan McCain should have been reprimanded for something she said. I understand that. Whoopi is anti-Semitic. My whole family lives in Israel and we are erased. 6 million people die. What a sick thing to ever say. Well, she got suspended and I'm not going to even, I don't even know. I'm not even going to call her anti-Semitic because it's not right for me to call her that. But I'm just going to say she has that old school mind of thinking. You see what I mean? It's just not knowledgeable. That's it. Not knowledgeable towards the history. And it's also biased to say that, you got to be dark-skinned. Well, technically now you got to be dark-skinned to suffer some type of scrutiny, right? Or if you acknowledge you are of an Arab nationality or whatever. But her roots trace back to Germany. Now I think Tiffany Haddish, I think she has I think she's tied to the Jewish nationality. I think Tiffany Haddish is because her last name is actually Middle Eastern-esque, So now, but I read that her father was Jewish. I could have sworn I read a biography about her. Her father was Jewish, and her last name is not Haddish just because she wanted to appropriate Jewish culture. It's because her father, I read, is actually Jewish. Jewish and Arabs are both Semites. Semites. Are Arabs also a race? No, to me, Arabs is that's to me that's it's just a nationality, So it's we're all the same. I feel like we're all the same, Like I was saying, there's no Middle Eastern. You know what I mean? There's no Middle Eastern as a ethnicity on an application. You see what I mean? So Arabs to me, that's your nationality, So I don't know, whatever. We understand for the people in the back that Whoopi has support for the Jewish community. People in the back, we understand, we get it. Suspend her permanently, BLM is corrupt. Well, that's not right for you to say, Now, the organization is probably corrupt, but, that's not right to say just because Whoopi's Black. that she should be suspended because she's black, and I don't know. It's not right for you to say. Garza is one of the founders of BLM. Yeah, I think she stepped down, or one of the BLM stepped down when that came out. Yeah. Yeah. Or Lorette. Yeah. I think Tara Setmeyer and Gretchen Carlson should join the View. Nah, well, I like Tara Setmeyer. I mean, I like her, but we need somebody with a more of a different perspective, you know. Let me see something. Okay, do you think Whoopi is paying the price for judging people unfairly? For example, Whoopi deemed any Democrat who challenged Nancy for a seat as uneducated. I don't remember. I mean, but I do remember her defending Nancy Pelosi. You know, it's politics, as Dinah say. Monique won an Oscar, never or rarely seen a movie ever since because she got canceled. That's why. There is no such thing, or here we go, as a Palestine. There's no such thing as a Palestinian. Palestine is a Roman name, and if you define yourself as such, then you are racist towards Jews. Okay, so I must be racist. There's no such thing. Okay, so you know, here's somebody that's saying there's no such thing as my existence. So before Israel became a state in 1948, okay, then who are there? Were Palestinians not there? Or if there's not a Palestine, why is there supposedly supposed to be equal divided territory, but it's not divided territory? Why is it cut in half? Why is it Israel on one side, and then you have the West Bank, you have Gaza on the other side, right? So why is it like that? You know, if there's no such thing, why isn't Israel? You see what I mean? Why if there's no Palestine? That's why I don't get when people say that. Roseanne was fired for her comments about a black woman. Whoopi should be fired for her. I think Roseanne's rhetoric was highly more offensive than Whoopi because Roseanne had numerous offenses, but I remember when Roseanne tried to put Whoopi in a situation. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when Roseanne tried to mix Whoopi in a situation and Whoopi acknowledged it on the show saying, no, don't put me in this. You did this. I didn't do this. And there's no such thing as the Middle East. Israel is really in Africa. The Suez Canal was created by, I mean, there's people who says that Israel is in Africa, but then there's also, I was reading a part of history that was saying that before Jews decided to go to, decided to mark their territory in Palestine or whatever you want to call it, they were considering going to Africa, like Uganda, you know, before that, you know, so Martin Luther King said that a doctrine of black supremacy was as dangerous as white supremacy. Okay, so I mean, when a person of color says something racist, we got to believe them. Same thing with Jewish people that say that Holocaust is about race. Who are we to tell them it's not? I'm not saying, yeah, I understand what you're saying because it was about race. That's what I'm saying. And that's the reason Whoopi got suspended because she said it wasn't about race, you know. This should be a teachable moment for the world. Thank you, Cat Lady. I finally got down to your super chat. I think Whoopi Goldberg leaves The View. And I haven't had this many people in my super chat for a while. I mean, in my live. Race is a social contract that the human race. Okay. As an Israeli, I'm angry with this anti-Semitic woman and from you and that you called yourself Palestinian. Well, I mean, I have family in Ramallah, and Ramallah is Palestine territory. If you're in Israel, you know that, right? And so, I mean, come on now. Who's Muhammad Abbas? He's the prime minister of Palestine, right? So, I mean, to say there's no Palestine, I mean, that's being racial, you know? I'm here saying Whoopi is what she said was wrong. I'm being respectful to my Jewish brothers and sisters. And then, you know, you have people on here like you that's saying that it's anti-Semitic because I call myself a Palestinian. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's just facts, you know? Nah, you can send it again, cat lady. I mean, when a person of color says something is racist, we got to believe them. The same thing. I understand what you're saying. Today, Black people can identify as white. Really? I didn't know that. A schooner. Is it schooner or schooner? I'm sorry. Yes, I did that, but an amount come up I did not know about. I explained about moving the bar so many times, but I appreciate it. As a Black woman, some of the worst racism I ever experienced was from Jews, but as soon as you say anything, they scream. I understand where you're coming from, Megan. I understand. Whoopi was going with her feelings and not fact. Exactly. She literally said on Stephen Colbert, I feel, right? That's what she said. Hello, Sean. Let's see. Facts don't care about your feelings. That's what Ben Shapiro. She's too far left to be canceled. She got sent to her room so she can think about what she's done. Meghan McCain literally said that liberals don't get canceled. Conservatives are more prone to get canceled. And that anti-Semitism is literally the lowest thing that is often addressed. I don't agree with that. I don't think, and I mean, I'm not sure that's actually true. I don't agree with that statement, you know, about anti-Semitism is the lowest thing to be addressed, because you have her being suspended. Nick Cannon almost lost his career. You know, we're not fully talking about what's going on within the Israeli government. And, you know, you even have Barry Wise. Barry Wise came on The View. She's seen as an expert. I don't know why, but I guess so. She said that if you criticize the Israeli government, that's not anti-Semitic. And I agree with that. Just as if I criticize the American government, which I do, that doesn't make me anti-American. It's the same thing. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Thank you, cat lady. White people are a single people in many countries. Schooner. Whoopi got her black card pulled. They had to remind her that she isn't one of them. What do you mean? Hey, young man. Okay. I don't think she has any ties to Israel. No, I don't think she has any ties to Israel, but her last name, I wholeheartedly believe, you know, that her mom did say that, you know. Okay, Black people can get that privilege if they identify as white. I don't understand where you're coming from. Like, so you're saying a Black person that look like a Don Lemon color can get privilege if he identifies as white? She hasn't learned anything. The fact is that everyone in America is so privileged that we can take the time to make up new oppressions every day when there are people dying for scrapped of bread. She was wrong, but she shouldn't have been suspended. I mean, I think she should just take time to reflect on what she said. I'm not saying she should be suspended, but the fact that they had a guy come on and talk about it, you see what I mean? It's a teachable moment. Yeah, like, you know, like I said, I understand where people are coming from with her being suspended, because it's like you apologize, then you had someone come on the show, but I think her being on Stephen Colbert hurt her. It really did. It really did. If you're talking about a public relations move, that hurt her. She was like, I'm not even going to apologize. She even said it. She was like, she said something to the effect of, I'm not going to apologize if I don't feel like, I'm not going to fake apologize. So it means that she's still thinking that way. Like, she still feels that, hey, this is how I feel and I'm standing by it. You know, then that's when the Twitter post came out, or maybe the Twitter post came before, but I'm going to think that her PR team has some sense. So the Twitter post, since logically came after her Stephen Colbert interview. You know, She should have been fired. 80 million people died in World War II. She's correct. Most people died who were indeed white. I don't. Okay, like I said, when you look up online what Jordanians are, what Syrians are, what Palestinians, whatever, like we are Caucasian / white, correct? I don't think it's the fact that she called them white. I think it's, well, I don't even think she called them white. I think it's the fact that, well, she implied that they're white. It's the fact that she said that the Holocaust is not about race. That's what really got her suspended because of that. It is her stage name. It's not a privilege when the Italians, Irish, the Japanese, the Chinese had to fight for natural citizenship in the United States. I wouldn't consider it a privilege. But we're talking about now, Robert. We're talking about now, you know. Like, for instance, like I have more privilege than a black person has. You see what I mean? Like, that's just true. I mean, that's just facts. Like, I had situations where people have told me how they feel about black people, right? So with me being this color, it's like I have a privilege. Well, it's not a privilege, but I have the opportunity, or basically to be the fly on the wall of how this person going to feel about black people, right? So we're talking about now, you know what I mean? That's what we're talking about. She has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter or with her racist statement. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She doesn't get Judge Pirro on the View. Now she's Lebanese, but she's like, I think she's half Lebanese, Judge Pirro, but I actually would like her to be on the View. If Jew is a race, why isn't Christian or Muslim? I always view it as a religion. Well, Judaism is their religion, right? So Jewish is not, I mean, I'm not even gonna say if it's a race or not, because I don't want to be, you know, because to me, when you call someone Jewish, to me, that's like a nationality, right? It's like me saying, well, I'm Arab, correct? So it's, to me, that's the same thing. So okay, when I look that up, they bring up the Whoopi situation. So I mean, it's like, what do y'all think? I mean, I want facts. I don't want what y'all think. It's like when you look up, hold on. This is why it's important to travel. I'm not even gonna say what it is because I honestly, I can't. I don't have an answer for that. I don't. I don't. Because I can recall in the past when I used to look up, like ethnicity wise for Arabs, that we were deemed white or whatever. But now it's like when you Google it now, it's different. You see what I mean? So even because like saying that you're Arab can also be seen as a ethnicity, but that's not on the job application either. This is why I don't pay attention to the census, or I don't pay attention to like stats when it comes to you know, people that fill out documentations for the government or for jobs, whatever, because it's like that stuff is so skewed, right? That's like I said, skewed. I don't pay attention to that because it's not accurate. Whoopi is a Biden. He can't do no wrong. You crazy, Steve. Whoopi has a freedom of speech. Just keep it on both sides, please. What are you saying? I agree with Whoopi, but I don't agree when she curses out guests and coworkers. She never cursed out guests or coworkers. What are you talking about? Some same as fake Fox News. Katrina, Whoopi is one of the American mammies, but should not be fired or suspended. I had neighbors who were born in Palestine or former Palestine, and doesn't automatically make them an anti-Semite. But unfortunately, Karina, not Katrina, my bad. Karina's like a lot of people see it that way, you know. Stop hate towards Arabs. I appreciate that. I mean, I would actually like to see somebody other than I like to see somebody that's from India, you know, somebody, because we often, we often see the Asian, the Latina or Latino, African American. I would actually like to see someone that is, Indian or someone from Sri Lanka or someone else that can be on mainstream TV because I want to hear their perspective. It would be interesting to hear their perspective. No, we had to leave our Israel because the Greek took it over. We went into slavery in Egypt. We did not volunteer to leave. Get your facts right. Quit censoring people is a free country. What is a woman? Steve, you're funny. I don't like Whoopi, but she can say what she wants. I think Whoopi was trying to make a statement about humanity, but it didn't come out correctly, and people are focusing on being offended. I really don't think she meant to sound ignorant. I don't think she meant to sound hateful. I don't. I really don't. But what she said was ignorant, though. Because she said, "Let's be honest." She literally started with that. If all of you want your voice here and talk about this live and direct, we are going live and direct. All right. No, we're not. You're not advertising your thing here. World War II was definitely about race, though, and it was very tragic. Took a Jewish name. Overall, abuse of another is an inhumanity to man. The Nazis, however, felt that Jews were an inferior race, Whoopi was ignorant. Yeah, so I mean that's basically it. Like, her suspension, I guess, was too far. Like I said, you have stakeholders, you have advertisers involved, you have people watching, and they're like, and anti-Semitism is something that is deemed, it's. Why does she have a Jewish last name, Goldberg? Because it was being said that she wanted to have a Jewish last name for jobs, allegedly. Joy should have Whoopi. Well, Joy's about to retire. Schooner. Okay, well, you corrected me the first time when I said Schooner, right? You okay? I'm alive, Laura. How are you? I appreciate it. Exactly. Nah, she did not convert. Her appearance on Stephen Colbert should have been postponed, or her public relations people should have discussed what. Yeah, so she just went on there like, I'm not going to be fake with it. This is how I feel, which I appreciate. But then, it's like you only made it worse. It's basically you are in the same state of notion as you were when you first made a comment on The View, right? I hear you. I'm digging this live on. Thank you. I appreciate it. If y'all want to send me a super chat, they are highly appreciated. I appreciate that. How she feels does not matter. The fact is, around 6 million people were killed. That's what I'm saying, Emily. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, which was wrong that she said that, Under Jewish religious, a person is Jewish if they are born to a Jewish mother, even if they themselves are not religious, or if they convert to another religion. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Usually it's the father. It's like if you are this if it comes from the father. You see what I mean? Like, for example, my father, he calls himself Jordanian, but he was born in Palestine, but he left Palestine at an early age. Most of my family on his side is in Jordan, right? So he calls himself Jordanian. He doesn't say he's Palestinian. Except growing up, he had the Star of David like on the wall. You know what I mean? So it's like, so it's basically like me. Like I'm from Miami area, but I had most of my life here in New Orleans, so I'm considered a New Orleanian, I guess, by technicality. I'm a native here, right? But I still claim Florida as to where I'm from because that's where I was born, right? So, you know, I think Meg McCain definitely on the same level as Ben Kelly, Sharon Osbourne, Piers Morgan. Look, I personally, I think no, yeah. So you got to look at Piers Morgan past because you got to look up Piers Morgan when he covered a Trayvon Martin case because he defended the whole Trayvon Martin case. He defended it. So I'm not even going to put him on the level of a Meghan McCain, you know, because I think he's smarter than her. I really do. You know, Megyn Kelly, I really don't know. I mean, I watch her show sometimes on YouTube. I mean, I find her interesting. And you know, I mean, I know she said Jesus is white and Santa Claus is white. So she said something like that. I don't remember what she said. And the whole blackface thing. But yeah, I don't find her to be as problematic as mainstream media find her as. That's just how I feel personally. I don't find her to be as problematic. I already told y'all what I feel because it's like NBC got rid of her because of that blackface comment. At least that was a PR thing to say. But honestly, the reason why they got rid of her is because she was not making enough money. They gave her $65 million for 3 years, and her show was a lack of ratings to the show that they kicked the people off from. Like, so it was Tamron Hall and Al Roker's show, right? They fired Tamron Hall, right? And then Al Roker went back to the weather, and then they put Megyn Kelly in that time slot, right? But Al Roker and Tamron Hall had better ratings than Megyn Kelly. So PR-wise, what NBC did was they blamed it on blackface to fire her. They did. That's just facts. Because how can you blame somebody for their comments when that network has always been ridiculed for discrimination with, I mean, Nick Cannon, Gabrielle Union. You see what I mean? It's all performative. You see what I mean? They're using Black people as a marketing strategy. That's not right. That's immoral to do. This is why I often tell y'all about them being performative. You see what I mean? It's like Sunny Hostin went through what she went through at ABC, but yet they post stories about BLM, you know, BLM relations and stuff like that. You see, it's all performative with these people above the TV show host. You see what I mean? So I'm not even going to put her in that category. I think she's smarter. I think Megyn Kelly is smarter than Meghan McCain for sure, 100%. And Piers Morgan, I mean, I think a lot of people give him he says a lot of controversial stuff. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, he speaks his mind, you know, and I respect someone that speaks his mind. He's like the Simon Cowell of commentating, you know. What happened about your job? You didn't get it. It's still posted. You can still watch it. What do you think about? I saw that neutral, but I didn't read into it. And as an American, I have no problem giving my opposition to America is what we are founded our revolution. Have I experienced the R word in the US? Yes, of course, definitely. Most recently, several times after Trump got out, several times. Thank you for being here. The last name is really German. On the job app, why a person having origins in any of the original peoples, Europe, Middle East, or North America. What are you saying? You're saying white people are the people who have origins in Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. The original people of these areas are Black, not pale. Her first name is Karen. Well, it's C-A-R-Y-N. It's not spelled Karen. It's not spelled in that way. It's spelled C-A-R-Y-N. Because I know in a Black culture, African American culture, they, you know, a lot of them, they use like apostrophes. Like Monique, the comedian, is like M and it's like apostrophe Onique, or in some ways, a lot of them, they take the first name and the last name the first name of the mom and the first name of the father, and they combine it together into one for their child. There was a guest who said Whoopi made her leave and cursed her out when she asked what did she do. She was not. You're talking about Janine Pirro. That's who you're talking about. The woman on that's now the co-host of The Five on Fox News. Best live on YouTube in regards to this. Oh, people doing lives on this? I actually wasn't going to do a live on this. The reason why I went on live is because I had a video about this, and then YouTube decided not to upload it for some reason. But I'm glad I did this live. I absolutely agree with you, and I have seen racism in my own family who happen to be Black and witnessed it firsthand, and makes you ashamed to be white. You shouldn't be ashamed if you're white. I just want all of this to stop. Joy dressed up as a Black woman with an afro. Yes, she did. Meta, you can't bring up that hair. Yes, you can. She dressed, yes, she did, and she was wrong for that. I've said that many times. She said it was an homage. No, then she also said Hilaria Baldwin being on Latina magazine while she's not even Latina is an homage. Her faking like she doesn't speak English on live television, asking a talk show host how you say this in English, how you say cucumber. That's not an homage. That's like you're stealing money. See, Joy Behar is low key. I've said this before, but people like her, they grew up in that time. She's low key prejudiced. I do see that she do, but it's like, that's just the time she grew up in. I'm not justifying it, but she do say some stuff that make me side eye her a lot. Like when she said the homage thing, or about Hilaria Baldwin, or like when she told Sarah Haynes, you don't talk like this, you're a white girl. Stuff like that. She say a lot of things that make me look at her sideways. She told Wendy Williams and Don Lemon, what's up, colored people? So she says a lot. Wendy Williams was on Joy Behar's show, reality show on TLC, and her friend, Joy Behar's friend, who's a comedian, she appeared on The View. I forgot her name, though. She told Wendy Williams' security guard that she felt scared. She's scared of him, a Black man. So Joy Behar, like y'all need to really, but hey, I'm being fair. I've always side-eyed her, but and then she also said that gay people should just come out the closet on Thanksgiving. It's like, who are you to tell a gay person that's financially dependent on their family, if they're in middle school, high school, college, whatever, to come out the closet? Like, you just can't do that. You just can't. She basically undermines a lot of people who are, a minority or who are marginalized or whatever. So no, I keep it balanced. I do. And since when did Whoopi become the head of anti-race culture? Whoopi's husband wore blackface and she found it hilarious. Yeah, I covered that. So basically, when she was with Ted Danson, they had a roast. I believe it was for Whoopi's birthday. It was in front of 3,000 people, a lot of celebrities in the audience, and a lot of celebrities actually got up from the room and went out because they felt offended to what he was saying. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. The $10 from Megan Joseph. Thank you. So I agree. She has said some things on The View when like with Rosie O'Donnell. She said that a white person following a Black person in the store is not racist, is ignorant. No, it's ignorant and racist. And Rosie was like, no, it's racist. I have a Black son. And Whoopi was like, banged on his head. She's like, who are you, a white person, telling me what racism is? She's like, I have a Black son and I'm a lesbian. And, so, Whoopi has a history. This is not her first time saying something outlandish. I agree. Love this commentary. It sheds light on a lot of unanswered questions. Yeah, because I felt like there was a lot of unanswered questions. So I think a live should have been done. Do you think certain people have permissions to judge what is inhumane and what racist? What do you mean certain people? I just think you should be factual about it. Like, racism is inhumane, right? The drunk. This is Biden's bill, Black privilege. Okay, y'all funny. Let's see. Whoopi changed her script, her medical script. She must be changing her supply. It's better. Joy, Joa, blackface. I have hearing that Ben Carson is a witch doctor voodoo. I don't know, Athena. Thank you, Megan Joseph. I appreciate it. Um, I agree. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to come on, this is a link. I'm gonna post it in the chat. If anybody want to come on, that's the link. I agree, but Joy and Whoopi can't call other people out based on their history. Okay. You know what's funny? I'll finally reach to the end of the comments. You know what's funny? Not how no one come out to talk on Trump racism. What about him? Yeah, I mean, like his niece did say she heard him say the N word multiple times. He has a history with his father. They own real estate in New York, and it's been reported that uh, he's allegedly been discriminatory towards black people. I mean, he had immigrants working for him, like undocumented people in our history of saying, like, yeah, of course, you know, leave Whoopi alone. We're just talking about it. We're just talking about it. Ruby deflect again. I've seen people penalized, banned, or sanctioned for speaking up for Palestine. Yeah, so I actually posted on Kim Godwin's Twitter on her Instagram page. I was like, as a Palestinian, I was taken back by Whoopi's comments, meaning that I was like I didn't agree with it, and like she deleted that comment, like she deleted it. And on my bio on Instagram, I have proud Palestinian American, and she followed me on Twitter, so she knows I'm Palestinian. But but yeah, you are right because like several months ago, last year, when Palestine went trending on Twitter because a lot of people were recording what was going on. Mark Ruffalo, the actor Mark Ruffalo, said he stands with Palestinians, and then after that, he retracted his statement because you know if you say that and you're pretty much you're trying to cancel yourself, you know. So yes, you're right, and it's unfortunate, you know. Dr. Lamont Hill, who worked for CNN, he was at a United Nations seminar speech and he said, "Free Palestine from river to the sea." CNN fired him. They didn't state why he fired him, but they said part of his over an hour speech at the UN did not align with his values. And literally, they took one little statement he made at the United Nations and CNN fired him. No, she did not KO somebody, Rubered. We're just talking because it's a lot of people commenting saying, well, how come Meghan McCain didn't have this? So I thought I should come on because apparently I was doing it. I did a YouTube video about it, but then like YouTube didn't want to upload it. So I was like, let me do a live. What's your opinion on Prince Harry? I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't read that story. It wasn't malice or hate. No, it wasn't malice or hate. She was just wrong. That's it. Whoopi used the word inhumane to describe what happened during the Nazi era in Germany, and as a result, she got suspended for it. Yes, no substance. Yes, my daughter lives in that building. She lives in the Trump building. 2 weeks off. I have a feeling, and if you haven't subscribed, I appreciate if you subscribe and click the bell. And I have Instagram. I'm gonna put it in the chat. JOA_media is my Instagram. I do lives on there as well. Okay, 2 weeks off. I have a feeling Whoopi won't be coming back. Sounds like a Sharon Osbourne situation where they told her to take a break, and look what happened to her. They didn't tell her to take a break. I don't think they told Sharon Osbourne to take a break. They literally they fired her. I think everyone, no matter, but like that could be a possibility. Like I said, there's a source saying that she's like livid about it. She don't want to come back. I think everyone, no matter what the race, should be able to call out racism. The fact is, is the anyone of any race can be exactly when we see it, we should be able to call it. Yes. If someone makes an honest mistake out of ignorance, they should be educated on the topic, not reprimanded, suspended, canceled. It's just going to make them resentful. I mean, I want to be fair because I did say Sharon Osbourne, it could have been a teachable moment. So I should be fair and balanced and say this should have been like, okay, a teachable moment, which it was, I would say, for Whoopi. So I guess you're right, but in my mind, I was thinking, well, it's the Holocaust. Everybody knows what happened. Like literally, it's been taught in schools, right? And Whoopi is grown, and you've lived your life in a Jewish community, like you know. But then again, some people don't know. Some people don't know. So, I just knew something bad was going to happen to her because anytime you say anything bad about the Jewish community, especially if you work in media, something going to happen to you. Like I just knew from that perspective. Yeah, she meant well. I think Jared Kushner is well, he's Jewish, Jared Kushner. Wait, Thena, your daughter stayed in a Jared Kushner apartment or a Trump apartment in New York? Because Jared Kushner has thousands of apartment units in Baltimore, and a lot of them aren't good, you know. Yeah, Whoopi meant well. She talking about how humans are nasty to humans regardless of race. We are in the U.S. It is black, white, Mexican, and others. No one knows the other faces. Well, I find it in discussions when they talk about ethnicity, they often say black, Latino, Asian. They don't say the other races, and I find that to be. I'm like, well, they say black, Asian, Latino. That's all you hear. Indian or whatever. You don't really hear. It's literally black, Asian, Latino. You really don't hear anything else. This is my Instagram, JOA_media. I appreciate if y'all follow me there. And she said sorry. Yes, she apologized. So wrong doesn't make it bad. You're allowed to make mistakes. I agree. Whoopi deserves a break, but if that was someone else, they would not be given one. I don't know. Oh, the irony, Whoopi got suspended for sharing her view on a show called The View. Meanwhile, no one touched Trump. It's BS. Well, he's being touched, all right. Well, Letitia James is coming. Hi, Trump is good. You are wrong. Trump doesn't care. No, I'm not wrong. You don't know anything. Where is his father owned? Oh, so you're talking about his apartments in Queens. Okay. Valerie said, Whoopi doesn't deserve a break. She always tries to cancel people. Joe Rogan comes to mind. The View's ridiculous. White people against white. Please, wrong Whoopi. Who she tried to cancel? You talking about Joe Rogan? Did they say you want him canceled? I forgot on that episode. But, you know, I don't like how corporate media is attacking Joe Rogan. I've said that already. Let me see. Hold on. I disagree with that. I think I like the fact it's a podcast. And when Sarah Haynes said, who has time to listen to a 3-hour podcast? Well, how can you make a commentary about Joe Rogan if you haven't listened to a 3-hour podcast of his? That just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? If you don't have time, then don't comment on it. If you don't have time to do your research for your job on The View, then keep your mouth shut. Don't comment on the podcast, right? You didn't watch the full information. Don't comment on the situation, right or wrong. So I just want to be fair. That's it. That's all I want. Fairness. You know, leave the man alone. Stop hating. I'm going to sound real bad here, but in today's world, people literally think that white people are the only people that can be racist. And therefore, people of colors don't think before they speak. I definitely don't think only white people can be racist. I definitely don't. Like, there are people who are, like, for example, there are people who are Palestinian that strictly were natured and nurtured, meaning that they just were born and they lived overseas all their lives, and they will judge someone like me that's an Arab American because they will see me as westernized or Americanized. You know what I mean? So no, it's definitely not just white on people of color or white on people black or on black people. There is racism in the black culture against other black people with the colorism stuff. There's racism in my culture. There's racism in the Latino culture, especially between the Mexicans and other Latino places. Trust me, it's not just a white on black thing or a white on a people of color thing. It's not, and it's not wrong with being white. It's not wrong with being white. Whoopi seems like a nice person, but keep in mind when you follow on someone next week for misspeaking, that whole show needs to be canceled, in my opinion. I wouldn't say it needs to be canceled. I just think they need a conservative on that show to represent people that feel like they're not being balanced. That's what I feel. I think they need to have a conservative on that show. Whoopi is not perfect. No one's perfect. Joy Behar isn't just slightly prejudiced, which I don't know. How can you be slightly prejudiced? But she's also homophobic. She'll declare she's not, but her actions speak. Yeah, when she made those comments during Thanksgiving, she was like, and all of them agreed with her. And I'm surprised Sarah Haynes didn't say nothing, because Sarah Haynes has a sibling that is a part of the LGBT. That is I think she has a brother that's gay. She has a brother that's gay, and I'm surprised Sarah Haynes didn't check. And I was like, why would you tell somebody to do that? Like, somebody could be there's people who still literally will lose their life over saying, hey, I am this. It's not right for her to say that. It's 2021 at the time. It's okay. No, girl, if you're in Saudi Arabia and you say that stuff, or if you're in Iran who sees it as a psychological disease, you're going, you are basically threatening your own life. And the fact that she said that, I was like, this woman, sometimes she says the most stupidest stuff on that show. I like her. She's funny, but sometimes she say the most ignorant stuff on that show. She literally do, and that's not her call to tell people who like the same sex to come out. That's not her call to say that. That's not, So that's not her story to tell. Thousands of people listen to Joe Rogan's 3-hour podcast. No, I'm talking about Sarah Haynes. Sarah Haynes specifically said on The View, who has time to listen to a 3-hour podcast? So what I'm saying is, if you don't have time to do your homework and listen to his 3-hour podcast, then why are you commentating on his podcast if you haven't even listened to his 3-hour podcast? That doesn't make sense. You don't know the full information. Why commentate on it? And no one still haven't answered my question. No one. And I check Twitter all the time. And The View says this all the time. What misinformation did Joe Rogan put out? Is it the fact that he has Dr. Malone on his podcast and his credible information towards the vaccine or what have you is different from corporate media? Is that why it's misinformation? I don't understand how Joe Rogan is exemplifying misinformation. I just don't get it. I don't, And the fact that the media keeps talking about him in a bad way is going to make me even watch him even more, So this is why a lot of people don't trust corporate media anymore. They don't. Okay. If Whoopi used her platform to argue for $15 minimum wage, Green New Deal, Medicare for all, and homes for all more often, do you think she might be... Sean, you asked the most random questions. If Whoopi used her platform to argue for $15 minimum wage, Green New Deal, Medicare for all, and homes for all more often, do you think she might not be suspended from the... That's a more progressive standpoint, and from my knowledge, she does not like today's progressives. She don't. She often judged the AOCs and the Rashida Tlaibs and the Ilhan Omar. Till this day, they never even invited Ilhan Omar on The View, but literally she's been a topic of discussion on her show pretty much last year and the year before. So they only invited AOC for that group. They didn't invite Ilhan Omar on. They didn't invite Rashida Tlaib on. And when I see that, that tells me that they're anti-Muslim. I don't. The only Muslim I know that they invited on recently was the woman that worked for Hillary Clinton for 25 years. Huma, her. You know, the half Indian, half Pakistani woman that came on last time because she's affiliated with Hillary Clinton, and the View loves Hillary Clinton. You know, but can you invite somebody on that for example, the Women's March? They had Tamika Mallory on, then they had the Jewish lady on. They did not invite the other co-founder, Linda Sarsour, on, the Palestinian girl from New York. You see? So that's what I'm saying. I wish the same energy we have towards what Whoopi made, the same energy towards her comment applies to everybody. Applies to Black people, applies to Arabs, applies to Asians, applies to everybody, not just one group of people. You see what I mean? Like, I wish, but it's not like that, unfortunately. 11 million men, women, and children were by the Nazis. 5 million were not Jewish. Whoopi is right to emphasize that our cruelty to each other is the basic reason for these drugs. Yeah, it's cruelty, but at the same time, it was about the R word, RACE arrow, you know. Look, like I said, like people identify what they identify as. Like Jewish people could identify as a Semite. I can identify as a Semite. You know, there's two tribes, and in the Arab regions, there's people who are from Iran. They may identify as a Shiite, which is a tribal thing, and that's a race to them. Or people from the other side, where there's Syria, Jordan, Palestine, Israel, whatever, they identify as a Sunni, which is also a tribal thing, and it could be seen as race as well. So it's like race is not a one size fits all thing that you see on an application, white, Black, Asian, whatever. A lot of people from other areas, they see race as something that is totally different to what we see here as the American perspective. You see what I mean? You get that? You know, Germans don't think so. I don't know. Who would you recommend to view if you know? I like when Joy Behar moderates, but she's leaving. I don't know. That's a tough question. I would like someone that's informed. Like, I don't know. Who do you recommend? I don't know. I can tell if she does leave, like the rating's gonna go down. Jews are Semites, like Arabs. That's, you know, exactly. People don't have time to come out if they don't want to, or it's like when they feel ready. The view is not balanced. It's like the Democrats show. So we're trying to figure out, that's what I'm saying. We need to have a balanced show. So, you know, I like Tara Setmeyer and Anna Navarro, but we just need somebody that is, and I know they tried to hire one or two girls from Fox News, but they said no. You know, I didn't do that story, but they said no. I think because one of them was tied to a contract at Fox and they couldn't do it. And then another one was because, well, they don't treat conservatives right, you know, stuff like that. So they said no. But the ratings are doing well now. So it's like, it's not like they're losing ratings. Donald Trump and Don Jr. is not alleged they did discriminate. Well, I'm saying alleged, they did, well, the housing, of course, they did discriminate against Black people throughout their apartment buildings in Long Island. Yeah, they did. I'm just being safe about it, you know, but they did. Why would one conservative on view be balanced? It's not. Come on, they all have the same view. They be mean girls to one conservative. They need one conservative, one liberal, one Democrat, one. What they need is a progressive. Then they need a moderate. Then they need a conservative. Like they need different people. They do. I agree with that. The view should be called One View. I'm agreeing with you 100%. Sarah is hot. Leave her alone. I like Sarah, you know. Why can't you take the time to listen to a 3-hour podcast? You don't have time to sit in front of a TV and watch. You can listen to what? Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Sarah always looks like she needs a good bath. Jewish is not a race. Oh, Lord, here we go. I feel like as long as I be up here and I explain it, people are going to keep saying the same stuff. Whoopi is right. White on white crime. I got a bathtub here. Y'all funny. Semites. He says in his book, Meme camp as well. What y'all talking about? When you fill out an application as a Jew, what would you check as a race? I feel like people keep asking the same question. So I don't know what Jews fill out as, but for me personally, I always struggled with that. Like my father used to say, well, put Asian. I'm like, well, we're not Asian. Because like technically the Middle East is between Africa and it, like literally the Jordan River extends all the way to Africa. So it's like, I'm not Asian, I'm not white. So it's like this is why the whole ethnicity BS on these job applications is a bunch of BS. It literally is. I love how we are pushing to the stars and we can't even deal with what's going on down here. What do you mean, like the pandemic? Okay. Many biologists believe there is no such thing as a race when it comes to humans. So although she spoke from ignorance, Whoopi may have all been scientifically right. Ben Shapiro should be put on the View. He definitely would be good. He's a great debater. I give him that. Despite his feelings towards Palestinians, I can be balanced and say he's a good debater. I think he would actually crush all of them because he's a. I mean, he like literally. I think he graduated from Harvard at 23 or something. He went to law school, or was it Yale or Harvard? One of those. He's good. Like he's really good, and I can say that without being like. Although I know how he feels towards my people and stuff like that. Does The View need a male host? They were supposed to do that every Friday, but I don't know what happened. This is why I kept telling y'all, call ABC. Speaking of that, Megan, thank you for reminding me. This is why I posted this number right here. This is a caller number. You're not talking to anybody. You're just leaving a message. This is why I put this number on here so y'all can call them and let them know your boy want to be on The View. If y'all want me to keep it up, let me know. But this is why, because every Friday they were supposed to have a male guest on, but I don't know what happened to that. Does The View, okay, American applications, ask your race, what do you think I don't know. I'm not Jewish, Daryl. I don't know. I got to look that up and see. I'm not sure. Megan was too spoiled, and they were like, the problem with her, I told y'all this on my video about Meghan McCain when she wrote that piece about Whoopi. She said Whoopi did a half-ass apology. I think Meghan McCain just needs something to do with the activists, for Jewish people, anti-Semitism. I don't know where she's an activist now. So I don't think she cares about the Jewish community. I personally feel like she's using y'all as like, opportunistic reasons. There was a story about her husband, a bad story, and I saw it on YouTube and I can't find the video. It's like, how people post montages about Meghan McCain? I was watching one of those and there was a story about her husband and that had something to do with Black Jews and they were mistreated, So I personally feel like she's doing that out of opportunity reasons. I don't think she actually cares. I know her father used to go to Israel and yada, yada, yada and stuff like that. And I know her father is like a Zionist and stuff like that. She's not Jewish. And I don't like, it's like out of nowhere, she all of a sudden became this activist. I personally think she just needs something to do. That's it. She just acting like she for something because she, kind of like Chet Hayes. Well, his real name is Chet Hanks, right? But his rap name is Chet Hayes. And like, how the hell you from Beverly Hills? My phone I'm trying to put my phone. I need a new phone, y'all. How the hell you from Beverly Hills, but you talk like you from the hood, right? So it's like, or you try to talk like you from the hood. So it's like, they just need something to do because they don't see themselves passing the accolades of their parents. So it's like, they got to be involved with something to fulfill their identity crisis, So I don't know. Some may put other on the applications. I don't know. Now, if I go to the hospital, I may put white because there is biasness in the hospital. I'm not putting other. I'm putting white on my application because it's the hospital. And I know this is where my privilege comes on, From now on, when I go to the hospital, I'm putting white on my application, This is where my privilege comes in because a Black person can't put white on their application, right? Especially if clearly they're Black, right? So And if I'm like, I'm white because I need y'all to take care of me, okay? Okay. Can I say I'm new to your channel? You can say whatever you want. Can I say I'm new to your channel? You are informed, and I've enjoyed this. I recommend Candace Owens as a conservative. I promise she won't quit or cry. I actually recommended her as to be a part of. I wanted her, even Tommy Lahren or Megyn Kelly, or even what's her name? Ann Coulter. But Candace Owens, because I just like the debates, but they won't hire her. Definitely, there's no chance they're gonna hire her. Candace Owens would be great. Candace would be dragged. That's why I want to watch it, Valerie, because I want to see the dragations of. I think she can do. I think she would handle herself quite well, actually, better than Megyn. I honestly feel like because she, in my opinion, when her and Megyn went at it, Megyn was losing that she had to call Ben Shapiro. She was like, "Get your girl, Ben Shapiro." You know, they cannot handle Candace just because their skin types are all like Germans doesn't mean they were the same race. It's genetics. If you look at a Jewish person, what race would you say they are? Y'all keep asking the same question. I didn't like Megyn either. She made everything about her and her family. Ignorance is bliss, folks. Okay, this is my Instagram, y'all. JOA_media. Y'all want to follow me there? I appreciate it. There are some Mexicans that are white and have green eyes, just like some are dark. Yeah, there's Latinos that are white, Cubans, and so it's not a one size fits all thing. You might not have liked Meghan McCain, but she kept it interesting on The View. Yeah, she did. Like I said, many geneticists believe that there is no such thing as race, and I tend to agree with that. I think race is a social political construct. Well, tell that to George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Andrew Jackson, the founding fathers, who's often respected. Tell that to them. They think differently. Tell that to Adolf Hitler. Tell that to Joe Biden. Tell that to Donald Trump. Tell that to, so it's like, yeah. All right, Daryl, thank you for being here. Megan, my father. I live in, what is that? NM. Is that New Mexico? And a lot of Hispanics say they are white. Yeah. Being proud of your culture. Ooh, y'all, this is a job. And I appreciate y'all commenting. Being proud of your culture and where you come from is definitely okay, but being obsessed with it and hating others is not okay. Kyle says, I feel she's using the Jewish community as pawns to try to get gain from her. Yeah, exactly. She's just bored and she needs something to do. Exactly. I mean, to find a white person, LOL, different countries and religions. All right. We got to work on getting you on a podcast. This is a podcast. I'm trying to do TV. Screw Fox News. I'm not gonna say screw Fox News. I mean, I'm like Pete Buttigieg. I used to call him Pete Paternity Judge. That used to be funny, but I'm like I like people who speak to even a different side that don't agree with them. Like I don't mind. Like even when someone tells me that they're a Trump supporter, like I'm not going to bash them. Or if they say they're a conservative, I'm not going to bash them. Like my neighbor across the street, who literally like I have Latinos that stay around me, and he be bashing them. He's like, they don't. He was like, I pay sales tax and I pay tax. They don't pay nothing. And so I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I'm asking him about his views, but I'm not bashing the man because, like I think that we live in a world where people's difference of opinion is bad. Conservatism or conservative is a bad word. And I don't agree with that. I don't. This is not, I think we all agree that we all want people to be treated equally, right? For the most part, we all agree, at least, And so, like, we should all have an open mind. That's it, right? Right or wrong? No, nobody on the right takes Meghan McCain seriously. Marjorie Taylor Greene don't even like her. Out of all people, she don't like her. Donald Trump don't like her. Who else don't like Meghan on the right? Laura Ingraham didn't like her in the past either. Laura Ingraham said she talked like a Valley girl. Doctors put me down as Caucasian too, and I'm half. Let me look at Karina. Oh, I don't see half Caucasian. I don't see white either. I'm gonna put white though because I need to be taken care of. From now on, I'm putting white. So she needs to find something that's exactly. Thank you for your honesty, or thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the super chats, y'all. Look, I literally had a 15-minute video that I want to upload, and I told y'all, like, y'all think Whoopi got, unfair treatment, but I'm telling you, YouTube is censoring what Whoopi said. They literally censored 3 of my videos. I had to literally delete the part where she said the Holocaust is not about race. I had to delete that in order for it to be monetized. And the video that I was about to post today about Whoopi, YouTube would not let me upload it. Like literally, they said, oh, they gave me a little alert and I couldn't upload it because the title was Whoopi is suspended possibly without pay. You see what I mean? And they wouldn't even let me upload that. What's going on? Come on now. I couldn't even imagine what would have happened if Meghan McCain was at the table. Oh Lord, I would love her to be at the table. That I wish she was. She probably would have cried. I couldn't even imagine what would happen if Meghan McCain was at the table and Whoopi said, yeah, I'm guessing someone would have it wouldn't have been Whoopi. I wish she would have been at the table. She would have been crying. Meghan would have been crying. She actually cried on TV when Joy Behar hosting. She was like, I don't want to make this about me, but I see myself as a Zionist, and anti-Semitism is a big deal globally, not just United States of America. And she did this globally. Y'all remember that video? She was wearing all black, And Ilhan Omar's all about the Benjamins rhetoric was so anti-Semitic that I had to go on Seth Meyers, and Seth Meyers is Jewish, and I had to school a Jewish man on anti-Semitism, even if Seth Meyers said that she apologized, because I'm not a Jewish person, but I'm a Zionist, and even though Seth Meyers is Jewish and he forgives Ilhan Omar, I can't forgive her. So you have a Jewish man on a talk show saying Ilhan Omar apologized, and Meghan McCain was like, "What are you, her publicist?" And then her husband, who only go after females, gonna go after Seth Meyers. See, her husband knows who to go after. Like he knows. Like he not gonna, like Trump literally dragged Meghan McCain in his statement, but Ben Dominic didn't say nothing. He just like mimicked him. He was like, "Oh, I love my what he said." He was being funny, but like he didn't bash Trump. He didn't say nothing bad. But let it be a Seth Meyers or Aaron Navarro or block my ass. He like Meghan McCain has more. I give Meghan McCain this. Meghan McCain has more personality than her husband does. Like I give her that. Like her husband is not made for TV. I watched his special. Like, no. He's not made for TV. No. Anna is the Republican on panel last I saw. But I mean, I want someone that's like she's a moderate. I want someone that's a conservative. Like we want someone that's like that speaks for someone that's from Iowa, Idaho, Nebraska, Montana, whatever. We need somebody from a red state on that show, like an actual, like someone that likes the guns and that likes their deer and the American flag, and not to say Democrats don't, but conservatives, they're all about their patriotism and everything. We need somebody that the problem with The View is they want to pick the conservative that they want. They don't want someone that's going to question the vaccine or whatever. We need somebody that, and it's very odd. This is why Spotify, Joe Rogan is doing good, because he invites people who thinks like the average American, on his show. We need somebody that's actually an actual person, not some type of corporate media. Okay, I'm going to tell you what to say on camera. We need an actual person. Yes, Tommy Lahren, Candace Owens, yes, I agree. Not because Tommy Lahren is smart or whatever. We just need, it's entertainment. That's all. And I'm a little bit petty. I want to see, debates and everything. Let's not forget 6 million Jews died because of Nazi ideology. over 1.5 children and infants. Yeah, that's what we're saying. How about children replace Whipping Joy is already leaving? That's only gonna be Sunny and then Sarah, and then that's it, right? And then Anna Navarro guest host. No. I mean, I don't want Whoopi to be fired. I want her to come back. But I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do. Like, I don't know. I'm very interested because report was saying that Whoopi is invited to come back after 2 weeks, and I don't like that the report said that because it's like, what you mean she's invited? She's still contractually obligated to be at her job, right? I agree with Candace Owens that Meghan, as a conservative in Trump era on The View, was a joke. Candace Owens basically called Meghan McCain irrelevant. She was like, if you want to be on my show so bad, all you have to do is have my producer call you. Yeah, I think Meghan kept it entertaining. Ashkenazi Jews, white, Sephardic Jews, brown, Mizrahi, black. I guess you could use whatever they can find as part of the job. Has anyone watched The Five on Fox? They literally do the same exact thing The View does, 4 conservatives and 1 liberal. Wait, so I didn't know they have 1 liberal on that panel? I didn't know that. I need to check that out. Who's the liberal on there? Is it the black guy that's on there? Because I know they got a black guy on Fox. I know it's Greg Gutfield, and then it's that 10th chick. She's a libertarian. And then there's that other guy who cheated on his wife allegedly with a younger woman. He's 40 years old. What's his name? Jesse Waters. Isn't he on that panel? Oh, there's Janine Pirro on that panel. See, I don't really watch that. I never really watched that panel, but I didn't know they had a liberal on there. I gotta watch. Let's see. Love Ben, super high IQ. Conservatives, you best get ready for Republican takeover 2022. Candace Owens would be another good choice. I agree. I've said that's my number 1 choice. I don't think she should have been suspended. Yeah, I mean, I would be pissed off if I was in her shoes and I got suspended. Conservatives are not taking over anything. They lost the House in 2018 as well. Why not watch Fox News? I watch all types. I mean, I watch clips that I see on Twitter, but I've never really sat down and watched The Five. But I will try it out. I know Greg Gutfield is doing really well on Fox. Why not watch Fox News? I watch all types of news. You will always get pieces of the truth if you watch all. Think for yourself. But if someone says not to watch a news station, I will watch it. Yeah, so it makes me more interested to listen to Joe Rogan even more. You know, I even like the Bill Maher show. I watched Barry Wise on the show the other day when she got backlash for saying that she's done with COVID. You know. And a lot of people don't even see Bill Maher as a liberal when he literally said he's an old school liberal. I like his show. I would actually love to be on Bill Maher's show. I like when he does his little reporting and he puts a little comedy in it, and then he does a little panel. I like that. You know, I actually would like to have something like that as a talk show. You know, Joy would be in ICU arguing with Candace Owens. Leave Snowflake Joy alone. I watch all the news channels so I can form a well-rounded opinion. So I wouldn't rely on news for an opinion, because I would just vet different sources. I watch The View for entertainment. For example, when they talked about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, I wasn't using their information as facts. I just watched the trial because obviously they didn't do their research when they talked about Kyle Rittenhouse. We appreciate your time. We were just talking. No, I like this. I appreciate if y'all send me super chats though. I would love my time even more. No, but I like this conversation. I do. In a perfect world, and I see it on here, I would like to have people from different parties on my channel, I don't care what you are. I want to get rid of that model where it's news is partisan. I don't like that. I don't, Candace Owens would eat them all alive and make them quit. Like I said, they're not going to hire her because they don't like her, and it's unfortunate, Anna's a Republican name only. She's really a Democrat. Now her husband, I saw her husband the other day a tweet from Senator Ted Scott when he said something to the effect of, if you have to show a voter ID, if you have to and your vax card to get into a restaurant, then Democrats should be able to show a voter ID at the voting booths. Ana Navarro's husband liked that tweet. And so, I mean, I never seen Ana Navarro like anything Republican. You know, I haven't heard any ideology from her that's Republican, to be honest with you. Now, her husband with that tweet, of course, that's a Republican thing for the most part. But yeah, so Anna is a trade Republican, not a conservative. Fox News is number one for obvious reasons, but it doesn't mean they are any better than CNN. Both are TV propaganda, which are racist opinions. I mean, I don't watch Tucker Carlson, not because I don't like him or anything. Fox News never really been on my program growing up, like, you know. So, but I'll give the Five a chance. I'll try it out and see, you know. Kanye West. Anna's Republican. Anna is more left than Joy. I don't know. I think they're the same. Conservatives, BS, CNN sucks. What a mess over there. I can't wait till they bring new people in. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame because it's like with the Jeff Zucker situation, you know, that's a conflict of interest, and that is the utmost version of journalistic, you know, it being unethical in journalism, because it's like Chris Cuomo should have been fired way before, because it's like Jeff Zucker had a relationship with a woman that is linked to Chris Cuomo's brother. Like, she used to work for Chris Cuomo's brother. And so the fact that you are sleeping with that woman, right? And it's been reported they knew each other for 20 years, but Katie Couric spilled some tea and said that they used to be like hip to hip back in 1996. So, and it's been in the tabloids and in the news that while he was married to his wife and while she was married to her husband, they still was getting it on. So the fact that I firmly believe his firing Chris Cuomo was basically not quick enough because of the relationship Jeff Zucker had with Andrew Cuomo's former colleague, Allison Golos, who is the marketing head at CNN. That's a huge conflict of interest, and that's a huge unethicalism when it comes to journalism. Like, huge, like past huge. Like, that's just plain, like, that's, to me, that's equivalent to Brian Williams lying about a story about whatever story he lied about when he was in Iraq. Like, to me, that's just like, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Like, and he was offered the chance to disclose the relationship when they were talking about firing Chris Cuomo, but he refused to disclose the relationship. So Jason Kilar, who's the owner of CNN, told Jeff Zucker that he had to resign. Like, you got to go. You got to go. And the fact that Katie Couric was talking in the past was the reason why Katie Couric was saying, this is the reason why I feel like I didn't get a job at CNN, because Jeff Zucker was president and Katie Couric was talking, because Katie Couric was friends with Jeff Zucker's ex-wife, right? And they've been together. Jeff Zucker and his wife been together for about 20 years. And so she was really good friends with his wife. And so she would see at NBC, because before Jeff Zucker got hired at CNN as a president, he was the head at NBC Universal. And so Katie Couric used to see how close he was with that woman, at Allison, because she worked at NBC Universal with Jeff, right? And then when Jeff got hired as the CNN president, I believe in 2013, 2014, he hired that woman, Allison Golas, that used to work for NBC. And Katie Couric said that there wasn't no position for her. Like, he just hired her just to hire her. I think he just hired her to hire her at NBC or CNN, one of those. It probably was NBC, because Katie Couric was, yeah. So he basically hired her at NBC, I believe, a position, and that position was already taken, but he just hired her just to be around her. So it's like, that's a huge dog. That's a no-no. This is why people don't trust media anymore. Like, you don't do that. Don't shit where you eat, no matter what your title is. And that's the message of that conversation. Okay. I think Whoopi will quit. She seems tired. Well, she just signed a 4-year contract. So I don't know. Whoopi likes her money. She sure do. How long you been watching The View? Me since like 1999. I can't watch until a conservative come back. The View used to be in my house when I was a baby. So my parents used to watch it like earlier on, but I really didn't really much pay attention to it. But I've been watching it probably since Gary Shepard first started. I watched here and there, you know. So what is that? Maybe like 13, 14 years when Elizabeth Hasselbeck was on. So I've had like 14 years. Like I didn't watch it in the beginning, but I used to play in my house because my parents used to watch the show. My mom and my older sister used to watch it. Geraldo. Is he the person on the 5, the liberal? She didn't say anything wrong. She called it as it was. We aren't a race. We were mistaken for one. Are you Jewish, Lisa? Because you're saying we. We were mistaken for one then and now. And you said we aren't a race. The Holocaust was about race, but the racial component wasn't like skin color because 80% of Jews in Germany were. Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the thing she said wrong. She said it was not about race, but it was about race because the person that did that to 7 million Jews made it about race, right? That's what Whoopi got wrong, you know. What do you think about Kimberly Goldfield's selection for The View if the feds are done examining? You crazy. I don't think that The View would hire her because it would make them look bad because she had sexual allegations about her at Fox News. So yeah, there ain't no way she getting that job. They're not gonna hire her. But then again, I don't know. I mean, I'd be surprised. Nowadays, it's like I can't think of anyone The View hired that has a lot of allegations on. But no, they wouldn't hire her. I mean, they would be dumb to hire her. You know, with her scandals and everything. All the people of the world come from Black. I think they should put you on The View. It would make me watch it every single day, and your commentary would be, I appreciate it. Well, this is the number. This is the number, y'all. This is the number. The number. This is the number. 818-460-7477. Press 1, press 2, press 3. 849 is the code. It's just an automated system, and The View gets it. Well, ABC gets it, and they transfer it to the View division, and so that's the number. That's the number. So at least that's the number that's advertised, you know. And then you hear the person. You're not talking to anybody. You just leave a message. Valerie, they both. Well, one person that was a guy that was about to hire on The View. What's his name? Mario Cantone, the guy from Sex and the City. I heard they was gonna hire him at one point, but something happened, I believe, with him and Barbara Walters. Like something bad happened. But that didn't happen. So, I mean, I would be honored, really. Valerie, they both suck. Tucker Carlson, lawyer in the court of law, says his viewers shouldn't be taken seriously. So how they are better. Okay, the news didn't. Red pill life me. Red pill me. What, Emily? Mainstream news equal. They have the same corporate interests, not the interests of the viewers. Basically, but unfortunately, Ricardo. Tucker calls it out. I don't agree with him 100%, but majority of Americans watch him. I love him. How Bill Maher is taking a turn. Well, Bill Maher is he says he's an old school liberal. So, okay, I answered your question, Sean. I didn't leave the left. The left left me. That's what Bill Maher's, well, that's what he said. I don't know. Democrats watch CNN and Republicans, and they know their audience. They only show. I don't watch either. So they only show media that appeals to what. I don't watch either. Like when the Omicron thing came out, I was reading the news in South Africa. I was not reading any news here in the United States of America because it's like, how you gonna ban a continent that was so honest with the United States of America? You see what I mean? How you gonna do a ban on them? So I view their news program, you know, since they were so honest. And so when the Omicron came out, when we heard about it around the mid of November, I felt like the news here in the U.S. was saying one thing, and then the news in Africa, South Africa, was saying another thing, and I believe South Africa. So why does nobody hold Anna and her friends accountable for? Oh, I do, Rob J. Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney, I do. That's the Republican side, I guess. I mean, I do. But then again, Democrats do the same thing. But I do. Yetta left me too when they tried to force me to get a job in my arm. So much for the bodily autonomy. So you used to be a liberal until the vaccine thing occurred. No, I'm a Republican, but I don't like her. She needs to go back to Gavin. See, a lot of people don't even talk about that she should date a Democrat. I think she's just like a political opportunist. That's what Kimberly goes for. I don't really care for Tucker either, but he does call it out. That is what a suspension is. Nicole Wallace, warmonger too. And now she's a pretend MSNBC Democrat, right? Nicole Wallace can't stand her. She's pissed at. Now, I would give her. She is. I found her to be the smartest ones on that show, on The View. I would give her that, but it's like, I mean, it's not her. It's not her fault that she worked for George W. Bush. I mean, it's not that was her boss. So I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say that she's a warmonger or whatever. Although I did say it before, but it's not fair for me to say that. It's her boss, right? So it's like she has no control over what he does. However, Joe Biden, who signed off on that bill to go into the war, that's a different story. Okay, my body, my choice. Okay, yes, he does call it out. That's why he's always taken to court, because the propaganda is not fact-checked. Nicole needs a PMSNB. You're funny, Rob. CNN needs to clean its closet. They're about to hire a temporary president until they figure out what they're gonna do. I mean, I heard Jeff Zucker was good at his job. Like literally, he sleep, eat, breathes news. And his wife said that they got a divorce because he was so fixated with his job, while she was more a socialite. She liked family, her friends. But in reality, how people, they say that in the media. But in reality, she knew his ass was ding down his colleague. Come on now, let's just be honest. Which is part of the reason why they got a divorce. But yeah. Strange how the snowflakes embrace the Bush warmongers. Yeah, I was telling my barber that the other day. I was like, Liz Cheney's being embraced, Adam Kissinger, who I really don't know much about, but I'm sure he is a warmonger as well, but I'm not really sure. I'm like, she's being seen as this, this mascot for the Democratic Party. I mean, not all of us. Sunny Hostin calls her out a lot. She often says that she agrees with the majority of Trump ideologies, and I don't care about her ideologies. I just don't like the fact that her father did what he did. Kind of Colin Powell and the Condoleezza Rices is just like, I'm just not for that, I think because the ratings at CNN, I think because the ratings are so low at CNN, Jeff got fired. The streets say everyone knew about Jeff and that girl Fierce. Well, it was said that Jeff often used Trump for ratings at CNN because Jeff Zucker was responsible for making Trump famous. Like, he wanted to create a show that was highly popular in the reality TV sector, like Survivor and American Idol. So he was responsible for the Celebrity Apprentice. He made Trump famous, right? Him and Trump used to be good friends. There's literally pictures of him and Trump together. And there's pictures of him, Trump's daughter, Ivanka, and Jared Kushner. So they used to be close. I mean, they don't like it. Well, Trump don't like him now. But he's responsible for making Trump famous. And when he was at NBC used to have good ratings because of the Celebrity Apprentice. Even Trump is quoted in the past saying, I'm surprised Jeff didn't call me to, put more of my stuff on the network, because Jeff often used Trump, face on NBC when he was on NBC for the Celebrity Apprentice, and even on CNN, which is why CNN had great ratings before, when Trump was president, right? So they used to be good friends. I was reading about it yesterday. Let's see. A conservative that has a white pickup truck that's 4 feet off the ground and a flag that says everybody on the back of it, come to the great state of Tennessee. I've never seen that before. Hey, Musically High. Is Babes still alive? Who's Babes? Babs. Who's that? This is 2020. I agree with Whoop Whoop. Barbara Walters, what about it? If you want to stop news from being partisan, what you need to do is get rid of the advertisers, then you will see real broadcasting. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's possible. I guess it's a possible reason as to why they're partisan. Let's see. Anybody want to come on? I just pasted the link down below in the chat 2 times. They hated her dad. Now they love him. Exactly, Rob. Barbara is still alive. Yes, I heard she has dementia, allegedly. So, but I don't know if that's true or not. Ooh, I got down to the comments. To the comments. Okay. Who has Instagram on here? Anybody has Instagram? This is the Instagram, my Instagram, JOA_media. If you want me to follow you, just message me, say follow me back. But yeah, y'all really been very vocal on this live about Whoopi. It's still a trending topic. I don't see her. I don't think they paying that woman. I don't know. I don't think they paying her for that 2 weeks. I mean, for such a big brand like ABC, it's surprising that her salary is so small. Like even the Today Show gives more money to the anchors on there than the View does to their like even Joy Behar. Joy Behar probably make like 7-8 million a year on the View, right? And if you go on into Today's Show and look up like Hoda Kotb or Savannah Guthrie, they make way more money on the Today Show than the View makes, right? Like Matt Lauer, he was making bank, but he's a man, but still, but he was making bank. Um, like her salary, Hoda Kotb, well, Al Roker, according to is 10 million annually, according to the Sun. Savannah is 8 million. Hoda makes about 10. Hell, Kelly Ripa makes 22 million on that show that she hosts with Live with Kelly and Ryan, but she's been on that show for a long time. 22 million a year. Oh wow, Robin Roberts, 18 million a year, but she's been there a long time. Stephanopoulos, well, I don't think Stephanopoulos is making that. I think Stephanopoulos should be making more than Strahan. Come on now. It says Stephanopoulos make 15 million a year and Strahan makes 17 million. See, I'm not hating on Michael Strahan, but I mean, come on now. You can't be a correspondent on GMA and you don't have a. Well, I mean, he was on Live with Kelly, but I've always done. I've always been a person of a craft. And you a football player. I mean, I would understand if he was like an ESPN commentator or if he did like sports. But the fact that he was just hired just like that on GMA, I just felt some type of way about that. But yeah, see, all these other people on the other shows, they make way more money than the girls on The View. Rob, who's Rob? But yeah, so yeah, but that's my IG, JOA_media. Hoda Kotb. Hoda Kotb is making good money. The whole thing with Lisa Ling basically was on Jimmy Kimmel, and she said that she had said that Joy Behar said she talked too much, like when the cameras was off. But I didn't find her to talk too much. I just felt like they just didn't agree with her. And I felt like they didn't even let her talk because she had a difference of opinion. And then so People Magazine did a commentary on it, and then Lisa Ling went on Instagram. She don't like the scandal. She just strictly wanted to be a journalist. She went on Instagram and made a whole post about it. I was like, girl, it is not that serious. So she made a post and it said, I want to clear up a mistake that I made on Jimmy Kimmel Live the other night. Okay, so she's admitting. Okay, I said that when I was a guest co-host of The View ABC last week during a commercial break, Joy Behar told me I was talking too much. Joy emailed me to say she didn't say I was talking too much, but rather that I was talking over them. As you see, this incident was reported by people and other outlets and infers that because I had a different opinion from her, that she shut me down. That wasn't the case, and I have a great relationship with Joy. The View certainly is a different show than it was when I was on it 20 years ago. But when I told Kimmel that I'm glad I don't do it every day, it's because in the age of social and partisan media, everything that's the co-hosts say becomes fodder for attack. It takes balls to be on that show. Frankly, my skin is not nearly thick enough. She put think enough, but that was a misspell. So, you know, how much Whoopi makes. Well, 5 million was the past report, but I'm hoping she makes more than that. So, but apparently they're not paying her worth according to Monique, you know. So yeah. This was definitely interesting, an interesting live. Let's see. Any other questions? Because I feel like everybody was saying the same thing about about Whoopi and you know what she said and yada yada yada. Someone's telling me Whoopi's an original Ethiopian Jew, period. I'm gonna have to look into that. I would actually like to see Monique on. You have Instagram Musically High? I'm about to show y'all on Instagrams because a lot of y'all don't want to type it in. Let me see. No, she's not hurting, but she like her money. All right, I told you to follow me on Instagram. Hold on. See, this is my Instagram. This is my Instagram right here. My Michael Rappaport video went viral on Twitter. But I don't want to follow me on Instagram. That's my Instagram. But yeah, no, she's not hurting. I don't think she's hurting personally. Let's see. I hate my Twitter name though. Whoopi makes big bucks, 400,000 a week. No, it's actually she makes 5 million a year. Well, according to reports, it's 5 million. I heard she wasn't getting paid for being suspended. Yeah, so that's what the reports are saying, but they're not entirely sure, Pamela. She should not be fired. I hate cancel culture. Pamela, I'm sure she's getting paid regardless of suspension. Whoopi forgot you can't speak like that. Apparently she forgot, Anthony. But yeah, y'all, I just feel like the water is not clean in 2022. People are leaving life with Regina King's son, with Chelsea Chris, and this pandemic, and just even my mindset. I just feel like, and I'm not trying to sound gloomy, but I don't know. Like right now, I just feel like I don't know. I just don't feel. How should I describe it? I just don't feel positive at the moment, or I just don't feel like optimistic about anything or whatever, you know. It just seems so gloomy, you know. I don't know if y'all feel the same way. Um, oh, I'm sorry, I was reading something. Do y'all feel that way too? I'm from Tennessee. What exactly do you mean? What do you mean, Pamela? I'm speaking on something different now. I'm just speaking on life. Mm. All right, let me read what y'all saying. But yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much my comments about the Whoopi stuff. I do wish her well, and I'm rarely looking forward to her coming back and see what happens. And I appreciate y'all for commenting. I mean, I try to stay optimistic. It's just a mood thing. Like today, I don't know. I kind of overslept. Like I went to sleep at 9:30 last night, but then I stayed in bed until like 9 a.m. Which to me, that's good because I've been doing good waking up early. But then it's like I felt like I overslept, you know. And then when you oversleep, you just feel tired, and I felt groggy and stuff like that. And then it's like I don't know. So I'm not complaining. It's just like I don't know. I just don't feel excited about anything. I don't feel happy about anything. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. You know. You know, like I feel like I need something different. You know, that's why I've been trying to apply at different jobs and stuff to keep my mind. Nobody followed me on Instagram. Come on now. Musically High. You didn't follow me on Instagram. Um I mean, I wouldn't say it's the worst times. I just like, I don't know. It's just my mood. It has nothing to do with the pandemic. It's just like my mood. That's all. It's just my mood, man. Like, I guess if I were to be hired at a TV station or whatever, that I would feel differently. Um, but see. Replying to Tara Tetmar tweet, she goes, "I always appreciate the opportunity to join the ladies at the View. Thank you for running me back. I put they need to invite me." I remember when she went on MSNBC to do commentary on Afghanistan. I replied, and I'm like, you're not even Afghani." She's like, "It's Afghan. It's not Afghani. Have a blessed day." uh, I feel like one day they're gonna hire her on the show. Like one day, not now, but one day in the future, they're gonna hire her. Someone wrote, so I listened to Joe Rogan interviews with McCullough, Malone, and Gupta. Guess which one contained by far the most vague, unsupported, incorrect, and unresponsive answers to Rogan's questions? I can guess. People love Rogan because he doesn't do BS, and only one of the three was slinging insincere bullshit. And I'm assuming this person's talking about Gupta, Dr. Gupta. So I don't like a lot of people calling him a conservative, whatever. The man's not conservative. Like, I wouldn't give a damn. I'm getting $100 million from Spotify. I can care less what people think. I'm making that money. Let me read what y'all saying. Of course, there's a reason why they are partisan, because money talks and bullshit walks. And when you have to fight for advertising dollars, you have to have sensational news. Remember, you attract what you fear the most. Okay, I guess. Joy. Let's see. But I really do appreciate the live. Like, I haven't had this much of people in my live in a while. And I know Whoopi suspension is a trending topic. So I'm glad I did this live stream. Let's see. I'm reading stuff about Jeff Zucker on Twitter. And it's still raining outside. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys. Well, it's 9 o'clock here, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate everybody. If you haven't, follow me on Instagram. It's JOA_media. Instagram, JOA_media, JOA_media. I also have merch. Like, I don't advertise it much, but I have sweatshirts, and I know it's cold. That's my merch store. It's, you know, it's always linked in my YouTube videos, but that's my merch. And I do have sweaters. Oh, take it easy. Cheers. Thank you, Anthony. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night and try to be positive with all of this news negativity, partisan news negativity.